morning, people. Happy Friday, the 12th of May. Welcome to TDA, the day after, your favorite news platform and the home of popular culture as defined by you guys, the culture. And as always, why are you saying like you're in school?
Am I?
Yeah, you're up for like...
Sorry.
You know the school pictures. But we're going to go ahead and introduce ourselves because we are amazing hosts.
Hello, hi.
Why would you move it in front of your face?
I don't know.
I know
I couldn't see. I was trying to move it. Hi, guys. It's your girl, Justine, representing the Black Queens in the fitness scene.
Period.
Ow.
Period. I love it. Love that. He's finally used the horn for good things.
And they call me Imran, the pro-black activist, TDA producer, news analyst, and of course the melanin is jam-packed.
And as always, I am your favorite shade queen. You love to hate me, my own royalty. I love that. How's everyone doing this lovely morning? Can you let us know about your morning because you are bursting. You have enough energy for the entire room for next week.
Listen, do you know what is so interesting, yeah?
Yeah.
Because I definitely feel like, when I walked outside, I was yawning. I said, oh dear.
No, you're ridiculous. You say oh dear.
No, because I thought...
Still 9 a.m.
No, listen, I've been up for time. Okay, so I'm on fire. This morning,
Amen.
I woke up at 5.
And not just for Jesus.
No, literally. Woke up at 5. No, it is for Jesus. Because what did I do?
I said not just for Jesus.
Walk to the promised land.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen.
Walking, getting in my steps, did my Stairmaster, then did an hour on the treadmill.
Stairmaster at 5 in the morning.
Girl.
Okay.
When I got there, and you know what's so funny? I remember the other day I was saying to my friend, I was like, level thingy is easy, man. Level 10's easy. Today.
Stairmaster will actually make you considering... Like, I'm never eating again. Like, it makes you consider life.
No, it's a lot.
It's
I'm not gonna
crazy.
lie. It is a lot, but it's...
How long do you do?
Okay, so not a lot, not long. Basically,
No, but what's your not, Gina?
No. Let me tell you why. No, seriously, it's not long at all.
How many minutes?
Today I did what? 18?
Gina, it's back by. Do you know what that means? If I slap you,
that's not long.
18 minutes.
You think that's long?
Level 10 on the Stairmaster.
Girl, I'm trying
That's
to get to
me.
45.
That's what.
So let me tell you what I'm doing, yeah. So basically,
Now you're walking for real.
I'm increasing my So what I do is I increase by 2 minutes every day, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So eventually, like tomorrow, I'm gonna do 20, and then
That's why I said, yeah. Tell me because I know that you're not. My not long is a cute 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it's just like a quick. I'm on my way to a class or something. Do you get what I mean?
But do you know what the
That's
thing
why I
is?
said let us define not.
It's because
much.
remember, I've got to do 18,000 steps a day. That takes me.
How does? Okay.
That takes me. I'm not gonna lie. That's about 2.5 to 3 hours of walking. My friend called me jobless, and I said, you know what?
But this is your job,
must
though.
be. No, because all
you're
I'm
walking your
doing
walks.
is walking.
You're walking your walks.
Literally. So
Why is that your target?
we're 18K.
Yeah. Oh, you just said that for yourself.
Sounds nice, isn't it?
Okay, cool.
No, it sounds nice.
No,
yeah.
but it's hard. It's like this isn't meant to be easy for me. Do you know what I mean? So, and I guess because when you're like a pro, but I've been doing this for ages, isn't it? So
Gina,
You are
sorry,
pro.
no, wait, yeah.
I know,
First of
but
all,
you know how
we're
sometimes
gonna address that. No,
okay, sorry,
we're not pandering.
All right.
all.
No.
But when
To
you're
be alive.
very conditioned, it's a lot harder for you to kind of peak.
Okay, yeah.
So do you get what I mean? So because
yeah,
my
yeah.
body's so conditioned to everything I do,
You have to
I have
really
to
push
really
it.
go extreme
Yeah.
to like get results or see changes and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
That's the
So
problems I'm trying to have in life.
no, no, trust me, you're not. 'Cause
No, I do.
I'm struggling.
No, I like that.
But the
though.
good thing is
I'm here for
though,
it.
I'm really enjoying it.
That's
Like I
good.
actually don't hate the process. I'm
Oh, that's
enjoying
beautiful.
it. I'm
That's
actually
good.
motivated. When I wake up in the morning, I know what I'm on.
I feel like you're pushing yourself. It's like a
I
challenge.
am, and because
you love a challenge.
I'm seeing the changes in my physique,
Yeah.
it's a lot more exciting because it's like, wow, this stuff actually works. Obviously, I know it works, but like,
But yeah.
even after week 1, I was like,
Okay. Meet your bad self.
this is week 3, next week 4, and then week 5, and then that's it. So like,
And then we see your DLT destroy the timeline.
I'm coming to oppress everybody.
I love it. Love it. That was a horn time, Brent.
Oh.
Yeah,
Chill
man.
it, chill it. But I'm really enjoying it. And do you know what I'm going to do? When I get back, because loads of people have asked me about like the walking challenge and stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm going to actually like set a challenge for everyone to do.
It's so difficult to do though, because I love a walk, but the way my day is and the things that's involved in my day,
You have to do what I did today.
oh,
Like you'd have to go
but
really
I'm up,
early in the
yeah,
morning.
but that's why I can't, because I'm up for 5 a.m. anyway. My gym don't open that early.
So walk on road. So when I started,
4 a.m. in the morning.
no, walk outside if your gym is not open that early. So for me,
At 4 but you're not understanding at 4 a.m.
yeah,
with the foxes.
you'll be fine, girl.
You're not scared of animals.
Girl, you better walk on Main Road. Like it's only now. Okay, so I only added Stairmaster into my routine this week. So the first 2 weeks I was just doing treadmill, and then I thought, do you know what? And obviously the weather's bad now, yeah. But like, you know, we had some really hot days,
That was beautiful.
and it was really nice.
That was a great time.
It was beautiful.
In summer, I'll be walking more than Moses did.
Yeah.
Like you bet that I would be doing that. But when it's winter, it's just like, girl, if you don't walk,
yeah.
like I literally would drive everywhere. I feel like summer, I probably walk to the gym as well. Like, do you know, I can do that.
Yeah,
but when
because
it's
the weather's
cold,
nice. So that's why
I'm
this
getting
week
heat
I've
on.
gone back into the gym
Yeah.
because I'm like, the weather's not cute, and ugh.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Yeah.
I do prefer walking outside though, because
walking outside is
it's so
it's
much more
therapeutic.
manageable.
Yeah.
Like I don't watch the time, and you
Yeah.
know what I love about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like because I walk. Like no matter how far you walk here, you have to walk back.
okay.
Like so you can't step off
Okay.
the. Do you know what happened to me? You see the other day, yeah?
Let's discuss that.
The embarrassment
Because
that was
I had to
about to
tweet it.
happen to me the other day.
I had to tweet it the other day. I was thinking, because I was walking and I was really having a good time. Like, because I love, like, it was so therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
Then I said, wait a minute. I have to walk back. Where am I? I had to get my sat nav out. I said, where am I? And I was like, oh. I was this close.
Esther.
This close to getting
Esther,
home.
no. Esther, the other day, yeah. So I'd walk. So when I'm walking outside, yeah, I try to do an hour and a half.
Okay.
So I'd done like 30 minutes, and then my bladder. And where I was walking, there was no
Yeah.
like shop or like I was in like a very residential area, yeah. And then like, and when I get like that, yeah, I get really sweaty. Like when I get anxious, like the sweat was just, I was just like, wow, this is a lot, yeah.
Intense.
And then I thought, I can't walk back. Like, I'm
not gonna make it.
I said, how am I gonna make it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just started breathing, and then I was like, okay, there's a bus stop. I was like, I might just get a bus. But then the bus that I needed drove past. And you know, like buses don't come that often, innit?
No.
And I was like, I can't stand still, otherwise I'm gonna wet myself. So I need to keep walking. So I was like, Gina, it's gonna take you 30 minutes to get back to your house, you know?
Aye,
like
aye.
whether I go backwards or I
Now
go
you're
forward, it's a
questioning.
loop. So it's I planned it's an
Yeah.
hour. I was like, okay, Gina, you'll be fine. Like I just started walking so fast, yeah. Like sprint, like I walked so fast.
You
I
hit
got
the
home.
18K.
I went toilet and then I left the house. My mum was like, "You're going back outside." I said, "Babe, I got half an hour left to do."
Yeah.
She said, "Yeah, you're serious." I said,
Wow.
Yeah, that's the worst
Yeah.
thing. Like you can't go out fresh off some water. Does that make sense?
"Yeah, I
It's
don't
gonna
drink.
catch
I
up with
don't
you.
drink. I don't drink anything. Like
Yeah,
when I
I
go for a
don't-
walk in the morning or
Yeah.
if I'm outside on road, and my bladder is weak. So I don't drink nothing because I can't
Yeah.
deal with.
I have sips while I'm on the walk, but sips is good. But if I go straight off from like
you even
drinking
take a
anything
bottle
like
of
that,
water with you.
yeah, I do.
No, I don't want anything in my hand.
Because you know, I'm that person who can't. Say I was going for like an overnight sleepover. I'm bringing a little suitcase. I'm a very just in case.
Okay, fair enough.
Just in case kind of girl. So when I go on walks, I'm like, what if I just start choking? Do you know what I mean? That's how my brain works. So I will
No, I
have the
hear
water.
it.
I
It's
sometimes don't even drink it.
It's just
But I'm
because
saying
I
just
don't
in
want to
case.
hold it in my hand. Even holding my phone is annoying sometimes.
Yes, annoying. Especially when it's cold.
Your fingers.
It's a lot.
But guys, get to walking. Do you know what? People underestimate
No, walking is
the
good.
power of walking in terms
it's
of
good.
like fat loss or just any exercise in general, yeah? Because I was like, I have not done one ab workout. Not one. Not one. But the definition is coming. And I'm like...
No, I can see the definition. Girl, I see six.
And I'm like, where are you coming from?
I love it for you.
So please,
I love that for you.
be walking, okay? And people are like, oh, why are you walking and you're not running? I'm like, do you know what? It's because my goal isn't to shrink. Like, I'm not trying to get small. I'm just trying to like get a bit tighter, and I don't want to lose muscle mass. So that's why
Have
I'm
you got a
walking.
video on that? You don't have a video on that, do you?
No, but I'm recording content today, so
Yeah,
I'm going to talk about it.
because when I saw your post about like questions that people might have,
Yeah.
I was trying to think, but that is a really good
Yeah,
one. Because
I'll
I saw
answer it,
that
'cause-
somewhere else this week, and I didn't understand it, like how the difference between running and walking and what that can do.
Do you know what it is? It's because obviously anything high intensity has the potential to eat into your muscle mass.
Okay.
So because that's not my goal, and I want to maintain as much muscle mass as possible, because I'm going to lose fat anyway,
Yeah.
I'm going to look smaller.
Okay.
Do you get what I mean? So I don't want you to eat into my muscle too. Then I'll just film.
Okay.
So I'm trying to maintain.
Okay.
So I'm not doing high intensity.
Yeah.
The only high intensity stuff I do is weight training, but because it's building muscle, it doesn't
Yeah, it
eat
doesn't
into my
count.
muscles. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, that makes
so
sense.
it's just it depends on your goal basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. If you
But
could do a video for us, that'd be great.
Don't worry,
Because I'll be saving the posts.
I'm gonna do
Saving
it
the
today.
posts. Thank you very much. Well, yeah. So when you're on the stairmaster, do you move your arms?
No. Do you know what? I'm quite clumsy.
Okay, I thought it was just me.
No.
Because I would feel like I could drop on this.
Yeah, I'm clumsy
Like,
and I
yeah.
trip over my feet.
Yeah. I fall up the
Literally.
stairs.
Yeah, that's
me on a day.
So I can't.
So when
I,
I'm on the,
I generally can't.
I have to take time.
Yeah.
Because I go here every day and I can't have people see me in such a state. And then I see them tomorrow morning. Like, oh, good morning. Like, it's just awkward now.
I'm very clumsy. And even sometimes I trip over my feet on the stairmaster, even whilst holding on. So imagine not holding on.
Yeah, I always get scared. I'm just like, what if I skip
a
one
step.
or like, because you know some people when I watch them, they do it so. You know when the step is just coming out, they're already on.
Yeah.
Like, relax.
No, but
I like
see,
to
I do that sometimes, and then I end up like having to go on my tiptoes.
Yeah, I haven't got time for that.
Because
your foot is not.
it's just not.
There's no balance. There's not enough
So
space.
I'm like, imagine doing that. Do you know the only way I'd be able to do it without holding on is I'd have to look down.
Yeah.
Looking down for 20 minutes.
It's a lot. Your neck is gonna be stuck.
Yeah, I'd have to look at my feet. So yeah, that's why I hold on.
Yeah, I wait for it to fully come out, then I step on it. Because one time, I definitely stepped too early, and I said, yeah, there was not enough space for my foot, and that could have been very awkward.
Imagine membership got revoked this week.
Yes,
though.
please, I would like to know. Please tell us why. I saw and I said, you got ops. You know your ops come in different shapes and sizes.
Do you know what?
Forms.
Can I tell you how I knew it was going to happen? Because one of the staff members, she kept looking. When I say she was
a hater.
looking at me.
She was a hater.
And I thought she was going to say something to me in person. And she
No.
didn't.
She said, no, I'm going to take to management.
I literally thought a bus case. When I got that email at 11:55, something like, it was so
PM.
late. Yeah.
So they said before you come in the morning.
And I said, oh.
No, but you know they said before you come in the morning.
No, literally, but it was fine because I just cancelled my membership and signed up to PR Gym. I said, screw you lot.
But so they just said you're no longer a member. Is that
So
was that your
basically,
first
no,
strike?
they were like, they've deactivated my. Basically, I have to come in and speak to someone, and then obviously get a telling off, and then they'll reactivate it. I ain't got your time. I'm not doing that.
Sorry, but
Am I 5?
are there a lot of like just jeans that go to your gym?
No.
So they carried last. They did not think, let's even see if we can do a thing of like, this is where she trains.
No, but you know
They
what
said
it
you
is?
are- that's
No, but
wild.
I think number one, I don't expect special treatment, to be honest with you. Like, I don't expect it. Because obviously a lot of people in my DMs were like, they don't know who you are. Like, they flopped. And I'm like,
She knew.
And I was like, do you know
I'm
what?
not
It doesn't
hearing
even
that.
matter.
Can you provide context, please? I don't
Okay, so
understand how someone
basically-
could just revoke your.
No.
gym membership.
It's well, it's not well. I wouldn't say it's well deserved yet, but obviously I broke the rules,
All right,
innit?
thank you.
I get it.
Are the signs about?
Wait,
But
so
there's
what-
rules
so
about
what
what
did you do?
though?
So basically, I wore Crocs. So obviously,
Okay.
Crocs are not appropriate footwear. And I hear it all the time because even when I do videos in Crocs, some people are like, are you meant to wear Crocs in the gym? Is it safe? And I'm like, look, one, I'm a pro. So I even train barefoot sometimes. Like, it's about what you're comfortable in, right?
Yeah,
Do you
because
understand what I
the
mean?
socks on and stuff
So
like that.
I will wear Crocs, one, if I'm doing legs because it's quite flat, or with the cardio, I'm not running. Because I'm doing a lot of walking, every other footwear I have, I've tried different ones, hurts my feet. Like, I'm walking for an hour and a half on a treadmill,
Yeah, it's a lot.
at quite a fast pace. Do you know what I mean? It's very intense. The first time I did it, I had blisters. Like, I couldn't...
Oh, mad.
It was crazy. And then the next day, that's when I started wearing my Crocs, because obviously Crocs are quite loose. They're not, do you know what I mean? So they're the only footwear that I can wear that doesn't hurt my feet. Do you get what I mean? Like, there's no pain afterwards, especially because I'm walking for quite a long time. Even when I walk outside on road, I wear my Crocs. So in my head, I'm like, I'm not training. I'm literally just coming to walk on the treadmill. That's it, right? You wouldn't stop me from wearing Crocs outside on road if I'm walking.
I don't think that's nice. That's a nice thing to do though.
So basically...
Don't think.
No, because what if someone can't afford
Crocs. Sorry, this is a legal
I know.
and safety matter, right? A health and safety matter, right?
Apparently.
Is it?
But I don't understand. If something happens in the gym and you get broke up, and they find out that you were wearing slippers,
Yeah. I would
and
see...
they allowed you to wear slippers, you can sue them.
No, but the reason why
the
reason why I wouldn't be able to sue them is because I'm not wearing appropriate footwear.
Precisely.
it will be on her
and they
head.
allowed you to come in like that.
No, but she can't sue them though.
I can't sue them because I knew.
I know a good lawyer that will be able to basically.
Oh,
sue
is
them.
it?
Oh,
100%.
do you? Okay.
100%.
Oh, do you as well?
No, as in I'm
No, he's the lawyer.
Is it?
He's gonna go in there and be like, she was not wearing Crocs. I said, fact.
No, but this is the thing. This is why I didn't argue, yeah, because I
Yeah.
hear it, like I get it. Obviously,
But I feel like she should have come and told you though.
Gyms have rules, innit? I fully hear it because obviously some commercial gyms will even tell you like don't wear jeans in the gym. Like I get all of that stuff in it. It's not
I've never seen
appropriate.
people doing that.
Come on.
And I think you're mad about
in the gym areas.
I crossed the
in the areas
them.
where I go to the gym. Trust me.
When I see you on one treadmill, I'm staying 10 treadmills away from you because why are you working out?
Or there's
in
people
jeans?
like there's guys that come in work boots like that come after work. So let's say like a builder or whatever.
She's
Yeah.
they change.
No, like he's
on a
come
treadmill with
he's-
work boots.
No, but he's not on the treadmill. He might be training upper body, but he's in like the work boots, the bottoms,
fitness at the top, builder at the
vest,
bottom.
And do you know what I mean? But anyway, it's because generally speaking, the main gym I go to is like a meathead gym, innit? So anything goes in there. I can go and train there in slippers. No one's anything to
You
me.
want to check me, boo?
No, literally, because it's that kind of gym, right? So I guess
need to
I'm
check.
I'm spoiled because I'm used to like
Okay,
getting
that.
away with whatever. But because now I go gym twice a day, so in order for me to do the cardio, I wanted a gym around the corner from my house. I don't really have to like.
Oh, so this is a new gym you don't go. So you just
It's not new. Like I've always had the membership. I don't really go there often.
okay.
Does that make sense? So
How
I've
many
only
gym memberships do you have? Do you know?
2.
Okay.
So I've only started going there. I mean, why you laugh?
Why are you
Can
laughing?
I have some money, please?
No, but it's work.
All right.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking.
It's work.
No, you have one, right?
Have you got Barry's one?
No, I got 2.
Oh, you-
I changed the gym group to Pure Gym. So obviously, I'm like, okay, now I need to reactivate this membership because you know when you put it on hold or pause or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So it was like that. So I was like, let me reactivate it because I'm gonna start going there to do cardio.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. After day what? After
So
day
you're
2,
done.
I think it was even day 2.
You're done. You're done.
I said when I saw that email, I said, all right, cool, bet.
They didn't even let you get home.
Nah.
They didn't even let you have a night's sleep to think about what you've
No,
done.
I just literally signed up to Pure Gym and went there the next day, and I thought you're even a better gym. You're actually closer to my house.
Yeah.
You're a better gym. You're closer to my house. You're cheaper. You don't have a stupid joining fee. The only annoying thing is I have to pay for parking, which potato.
That's annoying.
Imagine you breaking rules and being vexed at the same time.
No, that's my life though.
Oh, I do that.
all the time.
I do
Life is
that
a
all
black
the
woman.
time.
That is me. All the time.
That's
So that's why
100%.
I said
all, yeah.
that's why I didn't
Don't
argue.
do that. I knew you were gonna. I knew you were gonna bring it back to that.
What?
And I knew it. I
did you
just
say?
knew it. But I said maybe he wouldn't. He did.
What did he say?
So I said, yeah, that's me as well. Yeah. But then I clocked that no man in the room had said it was them. So he goes, yeah, that's y'all. And I
Oh,
just
yeah.
knew he was taking it there.
Okay, it's fine.
You did the
that's-
same thing, but you wouldn't.
Yeah,
do that.
I'm gonna be honest. Someone was like, "Why are you so unruly?" I was like, "Do you know what? Here we are, innit? But it's
what it
fine.
is.
I've moved gyms now. My friend was like,
Have you been in Crocs?
She was like, "Oh, but they're the same." No, because so my friend, there's people that go to Pure Gym other places. They're like, "Oh, they're on it as well." And I was just like,
yeah.
"But I've got told that the one I go to, they don't give a heck."
Oh,
and
that's
to be
fine
fair, the times I train, yeah. I go out ungodly hours anyway. I go really early in the morning, so staff
Yeah.
aren't really there. So it's only if
Yeah,
someone's
yeah.
there.
If you go peak time, then obviously they'll be like,
But I'm not going. Peter. I'm training with Marvin on Monday.
Abby.
You know,
Yeah,
you could good luck. You could
we're training legs.
just imagine this: you're in the
Luck to
gym
him.
and you're wearing slippers, right? And you happen to slip whilst carrying dumbbells, and then it busts somebody's head.
Ah.
That person is definitely suing the gym because they allowed you to come through with slippers on.
Do you know what's kidding me, Brent?
Brent, the
you
thing
are
is-
so funny. Do you know what's kidding me? Sorry, he made the first point here. I said, you can't sue them. This man, he deliberated. He went away.
Yeah.
Yeah, am I
Went away,
right?
thought about it, and said,
Literally.
now, not you affected.
Because I'm trying to wonder why they have that rule. That could
It'll
be
be health
why
and
they have that
safety.
No, the thing is, I know it's a health and safety thing because they talk about wearing appropriate footwear in the gym. So, like I said, I didn't argue. I didn't cause a scene. I just cancelled my membership.
And I think that's fine. Because I would have cancelled mine too. Brent, you would have cancelled yours,
Yeah.
wouldn't you? Yeah.
But if it was close to me and convenient to me.
But there's a closer one though.
So I would just instead go and wear Crocs somewhere else?
Yes.
Yes.
No.
Listen.
I hold myself accountable all the time. So
I don't know about all the time, but okay.
I would apologize.
It's a bit too far.
And
I wear proper footwear.
You
just
went
on
inch,
my
took a mile.
just on my point about barefoot, I've just seen someone in the comments talking about barefoot. Let me explain, yeah. So this has happened a few times. If I'm training, it's mainly with squats here or anything that requires my feet to be really planted. If I'm not wearing the correct footwear, then I'll take off my trainers and do it in my socks. Sometimes the platform's too slippery with socks. So the only way for me to be planted is to be barefooted. I know it might give you the ick, but I got to get these gains, babes.
Veruca, man.
So I hear it, but gains in it. So
Veruca.
I'll literally,
Them like
the thing that you can get from
bunyan type
swimming, I think. Well, I ain't got
feet.
none. So
The what?
You know them they're like bunion blistery type things, right?
I ain't got one.
On your feet.
So yeah, I'm good.
You shouldn't get that. On
No,
the
I
gym
know, but
floor,
I'm saying,
though.
but I don't wear. But what I'm saying is, I don't train barefoot
Yes.
often.
What do you mean?
on the gym floor, bro.
Anywhere where you're walking, where everybody else is walking and putting their doo-doo stained shoes all over the...
Would you get it outside walking on the street?
I just
If I
felt
was walking
Veruca.
barefoot on the street,
Yeah.
possibly.
I don't think so.
Oh,
It's possible.
I thought you mentioned she would wear. So I thought it was something that she could wear. Like Veruca would help her. She'd have to be barefoot.
No, stop it.
It's an ailment.
No, you need to stop.
Because when I saw it, was like, what? I said, ew.
Let me see.
I was trying to go Google images. That would have made me sick.
Let me ask Bad.
Oh, my bad.
That's who?
Bad. It's my personal assistant on Google.
Oh, okay. I thought it was,
You named
I thought it was
yours.
AI.
It is AI.
Okay. Jeez.
If we talk about AI one more time on this damn show.
It may be coming up today.
Oh. What's your
Apparently,
AI?
you
What
wouldn't
have
get
they done to you?
Veruca on a dry floor, Brent.
Huh?
Apparently, you wouldn't get a
That's what I'm
Veruca on
thinking.
a dry floor. I just remember people used to always talk about it with swimming.
Swimming,
like
exactly.
in
yeah.
school.
It's like
and
a
stuff.
moist something.
Yeah. So the...
Ew, what?
Yes, it's normally associated with swimming and stuff, innit?
Yeah.
So,
I'm now going to
When I
think
say
of
someone
ways
with
you
Veruca
can-
goes
Okay,
in
get
there.
out. Is it everyday
Walking
think
away.
of way?
he goes away,
What, walking on
comes
wet
back.
in the gym?
Yeah, in the
No,
gym.
but Brent, what I'm expecting, imagine I'm on a platform. I'm not walking around the gym barefoot.
Just there.
It's just that platform. And then when I'm done, I put my socks back on, put my shoes back on, and I go about my business.
So wait, I need to understand Veruca. If someone with Veruca, yeah, stands there, then I come my bare feet and I stand there too, I can catch it.
This is what I was
Yeah,
thinking.
yeah.
But
But I
apparently,
think- but
you
it
need
needs
to
to be
have
moist.
wet
Yeah.
floor. Apparently.
So if I
I'm
stand,
gonna check. I'm asking
if someone with Veruca stands in a puddle,
Yes.
I come and stand in the same puddle,
Yeah.
I'm Veruca'd out.
Yeah.
Ew.
That's why men wear socks at home.
No, it's because you don't have
Why?
ugly feet.
What moisture are they trying to get away from me?
Hide their verrucas.
Y'all make
A
me
lot of
sick.
men have ugly feet though, but then they try to be like, oh, I play football. No, you didn't, and you were shit at it.
Oh my
So,
gosh, Brent.
There's
I've
no
seen-
reason for your feet to do that.
Brent.
Wait.
Calm
wait.
down.
I act bad, right? Bad's the bad boy. So
You're AI.
yeah, walking
Whereby?
barefoot in public places such as swimming pools, locker rooms, and gyms. Boom.
Yeah, it must be
There's
the
a lot of
moist
germs
part
in
of the
gyms
gym,
there.
isn't it? The moist part.
The
of
moist
gym.
part, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like where the showers
Yeah.
are.
Like locker rooms
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
walking in the locker room
and
barefoot.
gyms.
No, but that's what
There
it
you
means.
go.
No,
There
Brent,
you
come
go.
on.
I think you should ask Bard again, like specifically.
This conversation is disgusting. Like, it's just
All right, you know what? I'm not gonna do it anymore. How about that?
Why don't you wear like squat shoes?
Just okay. I have a pair. It's just in a craft,
Okay.
right? And they're really ugly. But you know why I don't have that problem anymore? Because now I train in Converses, so it's fine. This was before.
Oh yeah, I've heard people. Yeah, I've heard
Yeah,
about Converses.
now I haven't done it in ages because I got a pair of Converses, and ever since then, life has changed. So I'm fine. I'm good.
Yes, you can catch a verruca on dry ground.
Oh, you know
Verrucas
what?
can are caused by a virus called the human
Your
which
one.
can survive on dry surfaces for up to 72 hours. This means that you can catch a verruca by walking barefoot on a surface
Yes, ma'am.
that has the virus on it, such as a pool deck, locker room floor, or gym floor. Bang.
Okay, thank you so much, AI.
Thank you.
Oh, it does
Well
say
done,
to wear
Brent.
shoes or sandals in public places. You
So I
obviously-
can wear
Yeah,
sandals.
you can wear Crocs.
See what I'm
get away with
saying?
Yeah.
Of course I can. Do you know someone actually dared me, yeah? So you know when I was doing that, it wasn't even a series, but I trained in Air Forces and everyone lost their head. I thought, okay, get over it. And then someone was like, I dare you to train in flip-flops. I went and bought a pair of Havanas.
Did you do it?
I'm about to.
Where? They're gonna ban you again, Gina. Do you want to
You know what I'm saying?
I was on your side. Flip flops, your toes out. Because you know,
No, but I'm
because
gonna
someone
do
drops a
it.
dumbbell.
No, I'm gonna do that.
That's it.
I'm doing it in my meathead gym because they're not gonna care. If I go
No,
there,
but that's worse though because that's where like all the builders in the
yeah,
are.
I know,
That's even
but
worse.
No, but I'm saying my membership won't get banned.
No, but I don't care about
Obviously,
your membership.
there's
I'm
no
talking about your toes. It's summer. Gina.
No, but what I'm saying is I will do it on a day where I'm doing like upper body. So, and I'll make sure I won't use any
So
dumbbells.
you're
Just
gonna be walking around.
machines.
But it's not about you. It's about other people around you.
Yeah, I'll be fine. I got
Baby,
this.
I'll be so shy for you if you come in here with a broken foot.
Oh no, God forbid.
God forbid.
See, now you've said it, you put it in the air, man.
I didn't put it in the air. It was already in the air when you said you were going in them flip-flops. Toes exposed.
The accountability for me.
Girl, who me?
You blind us.
Brent,
you know what's mad- do you know
Brent,
what's mad
why
though?
are you wait, Brent, you know who I am though, so I don't get why
100%.
But
You know who
do you
I
know why
am.
we're not doing well for the women lack accountability PR? Because even though you blame me, I just took it and I was like, I just carried on talking. If that had been a man, I would have been like, you need to be accountable for your actions.
No man. Do you know what? Sometimes life is
love
for
it, man.
living and taking a
A risk.
Wow.
A razzle dazzle.
literally sparkle. So why not?
Do it, let us know.
Nah, you'll see it.
Challenge
I'm
accepted.
actually gonna. I'll actually do it. I'll actually do
Yeah,
it.
put it out. Yeah, put it out as.
I will. And then no,
Stitch
but you
the-
get
what's
a
it
lot of
called?
people saying, "Oh, this is
No,
this
but
is,
stitch the thingy
what's
though.
it called? What's the word?
Violation.
No, when you're
Dangerous.
What, trying to
like
clickbait type thing?
no, when you're not when you're being a bad influence. What's it called? Why is the word?
Naughty. Brent.
The devil?
Ask about.
No, I meant like you're being a Brent.
No, you know when
The
you're
devil,
being
you know.
you're being
Rebellious.
no, it's gonna annoy me.
Oh, it's
like basically I should know better because I'm a professional
Yeah.
and there's gonna be people who are gonna be influenced by my behavior.
yeah, but that's what. Do you know what I think you should do?
What's it called?
Irresponsible.
Duh. Why was that so hard?
Is that it?
Wow, the word literally was irresponsible.
Okay. No, do you know what I
Wow.
think? No, this is what you should do. Put a terms and thingy in the front.
Oh,
I do not advise doing this. That you know,
Yeah.
cover. Just cover.
I
all
will.
of that.
I'll be like, this is purely for banter.
Yeah, this is for entertainment,
Purely
and
for
this is not
entertainment.
advised
because I got dared.
Yeah, and then
Literally.
stitch the person's comment so they know it comes. Yeah, to know it comes from a real source.
Okay.
But then defo do the disclaimer though.
No,
100%.
I will because I don't want people to be like, oh.
No,
Because
but
to be fair,
why should
people have
someone-
asked me about, oh, is it all right to train in Crocs? I'm like,
Why don't you go and find out?
I'll be like, you know what? Yeah, I
I
would
would be asking people. If she asked Jeeves, why? Go and find out.
literally.
And what if it works for you? Doesn't work for my body? How would I know?
Yeah.
How will I know?
Nobody's gonna know.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Do it. Good content.
Oh,
So what gym you go to?
I'm not saying that on here.
All right. Do you go to
I
like
know
one
where
of
you
those?
go.
Yeah.
Actually, I think. No,
Yeah, I
do.
think I've told you before.
Yeah.
Do you go like to like a posh gym?
So
Like-
keep the camera on Iman.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
I've met a couple people from TDA at my gym.
Oh, serious?
Yeah. I don't like. So basically, when I post, like, if I post a selfie for me in the gym or whatever, if I've got my wristband on or like there's a sign behind me, I always cancel it out. I'm very, very weird about people knowing because you just don't know. You don't know. And
No,
that's why
you're
when I
right.
go, even when I go restaurants and stuff, like that, I never post in real time of
You
where
have
I'm
to do it
at.
after you
That's
leave.
true.
I
Yeah.
never do it. And like, if I
No.
go, say like I go to like a DLT, then fair enough in it. But even that, I'm not gonna put the DLT logo in it. Just know I'm out. I just really don't believe in stuff like that
No, I hate
because
you.
people are weird.
It's
anyone
true.
anyone can see for real. Like I remember when
yeah.
Brennan, I see your guy in the thingy, in the gym in the coat.
You in a coat?
That's your
Are you the guy?
You know?
Who? Richard.
No, the one. No, not your actual cousin.
Your friend.
Ah, no,
You better type. Just type it there because I'm like,
No,
I'm so confused.
So you want the guy in the coat?
No,
I thought you meant someone called Brent
Oh.
saying they saw you in a coat in the gym.
No,
And I said, well, damn.
nah.
Yeah, I'm very like I feel like people need to take cybersecurity very seriously. Yeah, you don't have to be famous or anything like that, but it's just a smart thing to do, in my opinion, my humble opinion. So no, people will never know where I go unless
Don't
you
mention DLT. What's that?
days like this brunch.
How is that for?
DLT,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I haven't been to one.
Malta,
in a minute,
right?
though. She's going to
Yeah,
one
but
in Malta.
I'm going to Malta, but they do
In London all the
brunches
time.
like all the time.
Yeah,
Okay.
I never go for brunches. I go for the day party. I'm a picky
mean,
eater.
I've never made it on time for
For one,
one, because
For
I'm
one.
never on time. And number two,
But
can I
yeah.
be honest? You know, I've never been to a DLT in the UK.
Oh, serious?
Their Ghana events,
Really?
chef's kiss.
oh really?
Best event, like
I
best
heard-
event in Ghana in general.
I've heard the opposite.
I don't think. Are you lying?
Dead ass.
Really? I've
Yeah.
not been to a better. Maybe it's because I haven't been to UK one. So if
I
you're
think it's
comparing
because
it
you got
to,
perks, Gina.
Yeah, you got.
You got
VIP.
perks.
sorry,
Yeah, that's true.
Your experience is very different
You're not-
to the layman
you're not
who
in Gen
buys the
Pop.
ticket.
sorry.
Yeah, you're exactly.
And
So
You're pro.
I'm not taking away from your experience. I'm not taking away from your experience. But some people might say different.
What, but they don't like DLT?
No, that the organisation was really crap. They couldn't get in and they had to get a refund.
But do you know what? Okay, one thing I will say though is that it's a very popular event. So
Yeah, and it's like chaotic.
Because it's extremely popular,
Yeah.
it can be quite chaotic. I'll give them, I'll agree and say that. But I do actually think it's one of the best things to come out of the UK.
No, DLT is
Like
lit.
as a brand,
Yeah.
I'm so impressed. Like
They've
what
done.
they're sick. Even the fact that they managed to get Gymshark, I'm sorry, but what's Gymshark got to do with a day party? Do you understand what I mean? So
that was it.
Even that fusion, like they're ahead of the game in terms
They're
of
doing really well.
Oh,
Like, they've got a good team. Right?
What happened?
Okay, sorry.
You might not know what happens. But no, they are a good brand. Like,
No,
I think the day party scene right now looks good. Recess as well. Recess is killing it as
It's
well.
young though, isn't it?
No,
Are you sure?
no. I feel like DLT is young. Girl.
Is it?
Yeah. Recess isn't. No, Recess is not like. But Recess, they will do like a 21 plus and they'll do like 25 plus, 27 plus.
I went to something on bank holiday called 12 Drinks,
Okay.
which was older. And yeah, it was good.
Do you know what I want to go to? Room 187, I've heard.
Is that the karaoke thing?
Yeah, I want to go to
Is
that.
that in Camden?
I'm not sure.
I keep seeing it on TikTok.
I want to go. Do you know them, Brent? Can you get a
is
ticket
it?
then? Because, thank you.
Yeah, no, I've seen it on
I'll
TikTok.
go there and I'll do, what's it called? Reporting live from TDA.
I'll go on stage and sing
My grinding on the man. Yeah.
with Margs. We can do part 2.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cute.
Yeah.
I think you should do that. Mum and dad. Yeah, Room 187 is good as well. I want to go to, what's Chizo's one? Summer of Love.
So do you know what?
I wanna go to that
I've
summer.
actually never been. You know,
I've never been either.
that's an older crowd as well.
Yeah, you know what I like.
Yeah, like you appreciate Summer of Love, I'm sure.
Yeah, I think I like that. I want to go to that in summer. They had one the other day, but I didn't think ahead. It was raining. I don't go in the rain. What I do like?
You're actually annoying.
What I like going out in the
You're
rain?
so Ghanaian. You know in Ghana when it rains.
No, when it rains, if we have plans.
Oh, are you that kind of person?
Yeah, but like yeah.
But
If
you
we're meant
drive though.
But the rain's too heavy. Man.
And then the distance between the car park and where I'm going,
You're right.
I just don't, if it rain is too really heavy, then no. If it's like it's rained
rain,
earlier,
no, this week's rain has
fine.
been rude.
it was a storm.
What day was it? I was
Thunder.
No, but you know what's nuts? I was actually outside and like I had to go from the car to the to go and get food, yeah. And I was like, this isn't gonna calm down. Let me just go. But
And it'll beat you
it
as
beat
if
me. I'm talking 5 seconds.
I'm like, what's going on in the
It
heavens?
battered my life. I said, wow. I
it's
even
mad.
started shivering
Okay.
from those 5 seconds.
Oh, right.
No, it was so intense.
No, it's so
yeah.
intense that you have to like.
I
and I'm
thought,
sorry,
wait,
yeah.
this is less than 5 seconds.
I have SPF on. I'm out here tasting my SPF.
Done.
It's going into my eyes.
It's running
stinging.
down your face.
Like,
yeah.
it's just ridiculous. My HIIT class. Anyway, that's coming up again Saturday. I'm really enjoying it. You know, last time I did HIIT was with you, Train to Slay during thingy.
Lockdown.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I ain't done a burpee since. You made like. I haven't done a burpee before.
No, but I love it.
You love a burpee.
I
It
love
was
a burpee.
ridiculous.
I do.
But I'm back into it now because I'm doing like HIIT classes on Saturdays. I love it so much. It's just so, and I do Pilates right after. Honestly, yeah, I get how people do crack. So it's like very intense, and then I do Pilates.
just
Obviously
brings it
intense, but
down.
it brings it just brings down, and I'm addicted to that feeling
Yeah.
of like going really high and then going really down. I love it.
I went to Barry's yesterday
Oh yeah, how was it?
and I was like, I haven't done Barry's in years. So to be fair, yeah,
I've never done it.
I literally kept saying to myself, this is going to be the worst thing ever. Because I'm not a runner. I hate running. Me and running I feel like my body mechanics just
Is that what it really
doesn't make sense.
It's
So
for?
Barry's is split. So like, you start either on a treadmill or floor work. Floor work is like resistance stuff. So you do both, but you got 2 stations. You got
2 sets, like one
Wow.
after the other.
2 sets. So you might do treadmill then floor work, then treadmill then floor work, or the other way around. But it's like a 55-minute class. So it's
How
intense.
long are you doing on the treadmill?
Thank you. And obviously with the treadmill, they set like the tone. So like it'll be like level 5, 6, or 7. Level
I thought
6,
you
7,
pick.
8. No. They'll tell you which ones. So they'll give you 3 options, but then it'll be like, all right, cool. After 30 seconds, add 0.6 to your
Kind of like
speed.
spin where they tell
Add
you go
0.8
intense.
to your speed, whatever. Bring it right down. All right, cool. You got a sprint at the fastest. Do you know what I mean? So it's very
Oh,
intense.
honey.
For someone who's not a runner,
Yeah, nothing.
it's horrible, right? So I literally psyched myself. I just thought this is going to be the worst thing in the world. So I was like, do you know what? I've got fitter because, and I don't run now, but I survived. But do you know what? At one point, it was so funny. I talk to myself when I train in my head. So like, I'm literally in the mirror, like, you're not a punk, are you dumb?
Oh, I do that as well.
Like,
yeah.
Literally, I was
I
like,
act
are
like
you
I'm
a
a video
punk?
vixen sometimes.
I
as well.
said, you better run. I said, otherwise they're going to strip you of your name and your title.
Period.
And then there was 2 girls next to me, and I was like, she don't run. I said, Oyibo girl, she's a runner though. I said, I'm not even, she's a track
She's a
star.
runner, she's a track star.
No, I left her to it. Because when I first got in there, I was like, do you run? She's like, yeah. I said, yeah,
Okay,
I
you're
ain't competing with
yeah.
you. Not doing it. But the girl here, she was like, she's never been to the gym before, she doesn't run, but she's a pole dancer. And
Ooh.
sis was keeping up. So I was like,
No, because you know what? Do you know pole dancing is
no,
serious.
but like I said, Gina, if you reduce your
Okay,
speed
yeah.
lower than hers,
You're embarrassing.
you should be embarrassed.
Yeah.
So that alone, I'm quite competitive. So just it kept me on my toes. But
That's
so it was
sick.
good.
Can I ask a question? Yeah. 'Cause I thought that while you're talking, I'll be able to ascertain what it is. Yeah. What's Barry's?
Barry's boot camp.
Okay.
So
That
it's
does not
like a
help.
boot-
She said, "What's Barry's big gap?" You just completed
No,
the sentence.
so it's a boutique gym.
Okay.
It's like a boutique gym that people go to for classes. So it's like, you know them
I
bougie
know.
gyms, like F45. Let me be honest, for me, they're created for the elite because they're very expensive. It's like £25 a class. So,
Yeah, okay.
and they're only in areas that those people
That
can
cater
afford
to
it.
that
Do you know what I
crowd,
mean?
yeah.
So it's mainly for like the city people. So those that can't afford to spend hours in the gym, that need a really intense workout. So you can go on your lunch break, you can go before work, after work. Like,
So you just do those classes.
yeah, you can't
That's
go
it.
to the gym to train. You only go to that space to do the
For that.
classes, and then they've got
Okay.
certain times throughout the day.
Sick.
So yeah, it's good. Like
That works if you don't, like you said, if you don't have.
if you don't go to the gym, you don't know how to work out in the gym, you don't know what you're doing, you need structure, all of that kind of
Yeah.
stuff, and you want to be fit. I feel like it's a very good introduction into
into that,
space.
that's actually sick.
Yeah.
I went to a gym like that once. I can't remember what it's called though. And basically they do it in. Oh, I'm so silly. I was gonna say they do it in 6 rounds. The gym is called 6 rounds. So that's that. But basically they do rounds. So like, but I think it was boxing though. I think it was to do with boxing. I can't remember. I went years ago and had like a trial session. But it is that where it's like, I think it's like 30 minutes. And then you do like 10 minutes here. Then you move to the next, the bell goes off. Then you go to the next one. You go to the, but it's, so when you're done, I think it's 30 to 45 minutes. When you're done, you're like, honey,
You're done.
you're done.
I love them though. Like my goal, I want to open one of them up in Ghana. Because I think boutique gyms actually make sense.
It does.
They do.
And I think sometimes a lot of people don't know what to do at the gym as well. And like, it just caters for that. If you want to be fit and stuff and you just know that it's already done for you, to follow someone's instruction.
And with a lot of
Do
those gyms, it's very community based as well. So you always see the same people doing classes, and you kind of build like a community.
I love that though.
Yeah,
that's like,
because
yeah.
you're always gonna go at that time in the morning
Yeah.
before work or after work or whatever, and you're gonna
Yeah.
see the same people, and then you always have the same trainer. So like as a trainer,
You build
get,
rapport.
You build rapport, and like
Yeah.
you become like a family. So
No,
that's how a lot of those
yeah.
gyms work. There's a
I've
few
got that
of
with my
them,
gym
though.
at the moment where, because I do certain, like I do body combat, I do Pilates, I do body condition, that's the HIIT class. So like there is that community, and I really like when you don't see someone for like 2 weeks, like, oh my gosh, where have you been?
Yeah.
And you just get to know, like I really love the community aspect of it. You know me, I don't like to talk to people, but I really enjoy that. I think it makes the gym more fun.
Yeah, it does.
It's cute, it's sweet, man. Yeah, man. Women in sports, women in
it.
fitness.
Come on.
All right, I forgot this was a headline show.
Headline,
Let's get to the
literally.
news, please.
Sorry, guys.
All right. So our first headline, of course, based around the Tories. Former Conservative Minister Jacob Rees-Mogg has accused Rishi Sunak of breaking his word after the government ditched plans to allow thousands of EU-era laws to expire by the end of 2023. Defending the move, the Business Secretary, Kemi Badenoch, told MPs that the government was still ending EU supremacy, but just changing how we're doing it. She said it showed Brexiteers could be pragmatic and do what is right. But Jacob Rees-Mogg said the deadline would make Whitehall work. Speaking to the BBC Today programme, he said, it's hard enough to motivate Whitehall at the best of times. They're not necessarily coming into the office. They don't seem to be working with the efficiency one would like. Without a deadline, nothing will happen, and we will retain these EU laws for a long time. Mr. Rees-Mogg, who championed the deadline when he was the business secretary last year, said getting rid of the laws would help make the UK's economy more competitive and reduce inflation. And the next headline here, it's a trigger warning here, and the Met Police says it will not now investigate an allegation of sexual assault reported to be against a Labour frontbench MP at the victim's request. Tortoise, first reported that a female Labour MP claimed she had been sexually assaulted by a male shadow minister. So the BBC had been told she reported the incident to the Met Police and the Labour whips. Labour said the whips had urged her to make a formal complaint to the party. However, Tortoise reported that she felt his popularity within the party would stand against her. In response to the report, the Met Police told the BBC they received a report in March that a woman was sexually assaulted by a man in London in July of 2021. The incident is alleged to have happened after a summer party in London. The force said that at the victim's request, the incident will not now be investigated at this time. It added that inquiries were at an assessment stage and that a formal investigation had not been launched. The Met Police obviously still have not identified and probably won't identify the MP. But Labour told the BBC that they had not been contacted by the Met, nor have they received a formal complaint. And the last headline, the UK has confirmed it's supplying Ukraine with long-range missiles that it requested for its fight against invading Russian forces. The Storm Shadow cruise missile has a range of 250 kilometers, which is 155 miles, according to the manufacturer. By contrast, the US-supplied HIMARS missile used by Ukraine only has a range of about 80 kilometers, which is 50 miles. The weapons will give Ukraine the best chance of defending itself. This is what the UK Defence Secretary Ben Wallace said. They're fired from an aircraft so that the longer range means Ukrainian pilots will be able to stay further away from the front lines. Once launched, the Storm Shadow drops to a low altitude to avoid detection by enemy radar before latching onto its target with an infrared seeker. The announcement was made in the House of Commons by Mr. Wallace. The decision follows repeated pleas from Ukraine for more weapons from the West. And Mr. Wallace came out and said that the missiles would allow Ukraine to push back Russian forces based on Ukrainian sovereign territory. He said that the UK took the decision after Russia continued down a dark path of targeting civilian infrastructure in Ukraine. Mr. Wallace wrote to a Russian counterpart, Sergei Shoigu, in December, and he said to him, basically warning that further attacks could result in the UK donating more capable weapons to Ukraine. And that's it for the headlines.
All right, let's get into topic of the day.
All right, people. So today's topic of the day, yeah, it's going to be a kind of one, it's going to kind of bounce off from different ideas, yeah. But the main question today, right, is do you feel like it's time to change our view of what constitutes man? So how you define a human being, right?
Oh.
Do you feel...
I thought you meant men.
Men. I was gonna say yeah. No. 'Cause I feel like if it was that, there is a lot of attitudes to change in terms
Okay.
of. You know what I mean? Because that when I think of that, the first thing that comes to mind is that whole be a man thing. I think it's just so damaging, man. And you can't be emotional. Oh, anyway, sorry. Man as human being.
Yeah, so human beings.
What, you want to be AI? You want to be a robot?
No, I'm just, well, we're going to get into it. We're going to get into it. But basically, like, our view of what a human being is, yeah, the things that kind of constitute what a human being is, a fully functioning, doesn't even have to be functioning, but just a human being.
Yeah.
You feel like it's time to kind of change that. I'm going to get into it a bit more.
Why?
Yeah.
The reason why, okay, sorry, go on,
Why?
go on.
No, I don't get it. Like, why are we changing do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm going to mention a few points here, and we're going to see if you feel like that kind of influenced your decision somewhere.
Yeah.
What was you going to say? If you was going to say something.
I was gonna ask for further explanation.
Oh, okay. Well, basically, yeah, this is kind of like a topic of the day. It was kind of mixed with a bit of a woke joke as well, yeah.
Okay.
But this headline came out early this week, right? And I wanted to mention it, but I obviously was trying to save it for a woke joke. But it's basically about a fertility regulator who's come out and confirmed that a baby has been born using 3 people's DNA.
Oh, I saw
that.
this.
Cool, right?
Let that baby grow up first.
Okay, you're saying that, but there's a previous article, right, which shows this another person who's basically been born from 3 people's DNA.
Oh, so she's
So
the
this is
baby's
not
in
the
the
first
first.
time, no.
Well, that's awkward for the baby, isn't it?
So this might sound like a dumb question, yeah, but does that mean that the baby's not a human? Is that why we're having this conversation?
Superhuman. So she's gonna have more than her peers, or less.
Well, she's still human. Essentially, what they've done is,
She's
right,
funny.
most of the DNA comes from 2 of the parents, right? But only around 0.1% comes from a third donor person, right? And what they're saying is that this technique is an attempt to prevent children being born with devastating mitochondrial diseases. So instead of, if they could basically identify that particular thingy, you could maybe get a replacement or substitute from this third person to
Okay.
prevent that.
Would that prevent like Down syndrome and stuff?
Not in this particular case, but I think the theory behind it potentially could. But Down syndrome is when you've got like an extra chromosome. So I'm not too sure.
Okay, yeah. Yes.
Thingy. But yeah, just the idea though, because again, before we're accustomed to obviously believing that
That God does it.
God does it, yeah, and
Yeah.
also that we're born with just 2 people's DNA. Now
It's
there's
like
3.
born with 3 DNAs.
Yeah, and this person could be sitting in the studio. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to say is the things that we thought before that goes into saying, oh yeah, this is what makes a human being. A human being comes together from the fertilization of a sperm and an egg and this, that, and the third.
Yeah.
If these things start to change, should our views of what man is, change also?
Do you know what I'm thinking? Because remember the other day I was talking about like if a woman didn't have a partner, she wanted to have kids, about asking her friends, you could ask a few of your male friends. Like your kids got
Like 3 dads?
3 dads and 3 uncles. Lit. I think that's lit. I like your eyes. I like your abs. And I think you're smart. Perfect baby. Baby Sheldon.
But this is the thing though. Obviously this is the very beginning, right? But why can't it progress into what you just said? And if it does, again, do we see human beings as different?
Listen, I don't think they're different.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
They're still human.
I don't think, because in my head I'm like, do I really deep it as one, like 2 different?
No.
Like I don't think about it on that level.
On
if
that level,
makes
yeah.
sense, right? So
It makes no difference to me.
it literally does not make a difference to me whether you came from 5
DNAs or 1.
or 1. To be honest, like
You're here.
because as long as you're, do you know what it is for me? Maybe it's because I'm doing it based on face value, right? As long as you appear human. Do you know
And
what
that's
I mean?
my thing. If you come out looking like a yam.
If you came out and you were not human appearing, then it would be different for
Then
me.
you're
Do you know
not
what I
human.
mean? Then
Now
I'd
you're
think,
werewolf.
okay, you're not. No, but it's true. Coming out looking like
You come out-
Wolverine.
Okay.
Then I'll be
That's
like,
not
okay, you're not
human.
human. Do you understand what I mean? Like
You're
when
devil
it's
child.
when I feel like when the physical differences are very clear,
That's
when in my head I'll start questioning it. But
Or-
I'm just gonna go based on face value.
Yeah. Or if they have like abilities that are not human.
Like
You got
kind
the
of
baby, like the
mold.
first word, baby's. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yikes. That ain't a human.
I was watching what was it? Some film the other day, Escape Room Part 2, I think.
Yeah, is it the one with Jay Ellis in it?
I don't know. Who's jealous?
Oh, not JLS, child.
Jay Ellis,
JLS.
the one from Insecure. Lawrence. He's in the first one. Is this
it?
the one where basically she's in the game again?
Yes.
And it happened, and the ending's nuts
Yes.
with the therapist and everything.
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
That one.
Yeah.
I ain't watch this.
Well, basically, I only mention that because one of the people in the escape room thing, she's got some condition where she can't feel pain, right?
Wait, which one was her? The one that
The
dropped?
white
woman that dropped.
No, that was the first one. But obviously, yeah, she came back in the second one. But the other white woman, the one that died, let me not.
Did you feel that? Did you feel the death?
Just say spoiler alert, man.
All right, spoiler alert, guys. the one that died with in the acid rain thing with the Latino looking girl.
Oh, and the phone booth.
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
So she couldn't feel pain.
So she didn't feel the acid.
No, I don't think she would have felt acid. No,
That's lit.
but
I'm thinking her periods must be lit.
but in a situation like that, yeah, where you've got a child that comes from 3 people's DNA,
Yeah.
and that is one of the things that differentiate them, would you still say they're human?
No.
No.
No, that's a
Do you know what though? Yeah. No. Do you know why? Do you know why? I think I would, because I'd see it as maybe it's a condition. You know how like some
Okay,
people can have
yeah.
medical conditions where like they're very sensitive or like they can't be in sunlight, and you know what I mean. You know how there's like certain people who are, because when you think about it, right?
Some people are allergic to water.
And this is me not even being, I don't know how to say this politically correct, but you know how some people even are born with certain like deformities and stuff like that.
No, that's
but
fine. Yeah.
they're still human. Like I wouldn't look at them and say that, oh, you're not human.
It's just a disability.
Right. So
Okay.
again, honestly,
probability.
I think, you know how I'm talking about face value? I think it's only if it's extreme, like I said, like a Wolverine kind of like vibe. Because I feel like aside from that, I'm not gonna, like, you know when you watch on, you know it's always on Snapchat, them weird apps that will show you like these
Listen,
weird,
it's like 1 in a million.
Yeah.
But like there's like only, and they'll be like in the world, only 10 people have this. I'm like,
yeah. Or
imagine
like
you one of
the-
the 10.
with those kind
Like,
of really rare conditions and
yeah.
stuff like that. I don't look at them and think, oh, you're not human. I just literally think, wow, like.
But don't you think that's because that's a negative?
True.
So if someone couldn't feel pain, that's a positive in this world.
Depends.
So would you?
Not always. Because if your something's on fire, your hair's on fire, God forbid, you may not know.
Michael Jackson didn't know.
Yeah, he did. That's why he was screaming.
I was literally about to go, he.
Oh, I thought he was. My bad.
But yeah, like if you're facing the other way,
I suppose
your
actually,
neck is
yes,
burning
because-
now, you're finished.
Yes, because actually, when you feel pain, it's your body sending a signal to your brain that something's wrong.
Yes, yeah,
This is walking out here on vibes.
this is it.
That is scary.
Let me ask you this. All right, Brett, I hope you're following my thingy, yeah?
Oh, you know he is. He's cooking.
All right, good. So you guys said basically that would still constitute a human being. Because obviously we come in different types of ways, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we're all fearfully and marvelously made, right?
Absolutely. Amen
Fantastic.
to the glory of God.
Amen. If somebody, for example, has a certain condition, they need kidney replacements, liver replacements, would you still consider that person to be a full-blown human being?
Absolutely.
I know it sounds like a stupid question, but I'm just asking for a reason.
I know you're taking us somewhere. Yeah.
All right, cool. Is it that? Do you say absolutely because they're getting a biological pumping real life replacement? Is that the reason why?
I say because they're getting another human organ.
Okay.
A human organ's been transported into another human.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So if it wasn't a human organ,
Like a
what
cow.
if it was a machine?
Like a pig.
Or cow, pig. Because you know people have done that, right?
It's a, and
No,
yeah,
I know,
it's a
but
living
because
thing,
it's
to
still
be
a
fair.
living thing, though.
Yes,
If it's an animal, it's still a living thing.
But it's
so-
still human. That's what you're saying.
No.
No.
Oh,
No,
so
no,
it's not
you're
human.
human. Your heart isn't.
Okay.
Because it's not a human heart. It's a pig's heart.
Okay, cool.
But I wouldn't go around being like, oh, look at you with your pig heart.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's
So
just-
so what if it was a metallic heart?
What's
Yeah,
a
they're still
metallic
human.
heart, please?
Because it's like when people
Like-
have hip replacements and they've
Yeah.
got metal. Yeah, it's
But,
still a
but,
thingy.
but why is that human though? Why is the biological thing?
No,
Is it
you're
not
still
because-
human.
because
you
isn't it
just haven't
because-
got a metallic heart.
Isn't it because
Okay.
it's just not an attachment? Because do you know what I mean? It's not like it's
It's
the
just
body composition.
something.
yeah.
Okay.
It's like you won't. How do I say it without?
I think I know exactly.
You know what I
you're
mean,
saying, yeah.
right? You're not taking away every. It's like
a
a minor.
part.
I feel like it's the minority.
Okay.
The majority is still human, right? So
Yeah, it's
this.
like a car part. If your car
That's
part
what I was
needed
thinking
metal,
about a car.
yeah.
Yeah, like
and then you use plastic, is it any less of a car? No.
No.
It's just a car part that you use
Yeah.
plastic for.
So,
this thing.
so at what point, right? Because obviously sometimes you can get like generic replacements for your, I don't know, your BMW car door, your bloody part of your engine, right?
Yeah.
Or you may even be able to get, I don't know, a Volkswagen part for your BMW part,
Yeah.
for example, yeah? At what point does it stop being a BMW?
Because some people do that, you know. The only thing that's hanging that
the
says
sign.
BMW is the sign that
It's the
says
sign,
BMW.
yeah.
Everything else in this car is not. So that's not a BMW. But again, obviously the perception is that it's a BMW. But the bonnet, the windows, the mirrors, the doors, everything is from other things. It's not a BMW.
So if you saw the process happening, right? You saw it happening from beginning to
Yeah.
after, I don't know, 5
Yeah.
years of this
Yeah.
change. When does it stop being a BMW?
when the majority is no longer
It's no longer
yeah,
a BMW part.
BMW parts, I believe.
Okay, the majority. so,
same.
so if it's just 51% to 49%, it's
That's the
now...
majority.
It's the
It's
majority.
1%.
I just want to be clear.
Yes, please.
Yeah, majority,
Okay,
majority.
cool. So if, for example, a human being now had a heart pacer, right? Had a prosthetic leg, had a, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All different things.
I get
At
you.
50%
I get where you're going.
now. Is that a human being or is that a...
Yes.
What's the alternative though?
Oh,
He's a
something
human
else?
being.
Let's just say it's another
Non-human
name.
being. Let's
Yeah,
say that.
non-human.
No,
That's
it
the
is a
thing. I
human
feel like
being,
with
so- 'cause
humans, it kind of.
you have a soul, don't you?
Okay, we're gonna get to the soul. So okay, fine, we're gonna
You're
get to
in
the
your bag with this one. I like it though. Let's go.
soul. So before we get to the soul though,
Yeah.
are you still okay? You're saying the soul thing basically plays a big factor here, right?
Yeah, and you're still a human being to me.
Okay, even if maybe everything was changed.
Yeah, but you're just a disadvantaged human being.
What if you wasn't disadvantaged? Maybe the machinery is so much better. So for example,
Oh, so you opted for this. Jamie, 'cause-
maybe not. Maybe
Yeah.
I needed to survive, but then afterwards I thought, you know what, this is okay. You know what I'm saying? Like I can still function. I can
Yeah.
still do everything I need to do. I
Yeah.
can walk my 18K miles. I can do this and still, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
And so steps. You know what I'm trying to say? and still have conversation with you and
Yeah, you're still a human. That's why I said you're disadvantaged, because illness is the reason why you have these things. You wouldn't have had these things had it not been for illness. But if, for example, you're sitting down, you're like, do you know what? What I could do is a robot arm. And you start to make these changes because, not because everything's wrong with you, but because it's just something to do on a Tuesday afternoon. And you start to change your body. You would start becoming less and less human to me, because clearly you yourself, you don't want to be a human.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Okay, so it's more so the decision making and what you do with this particular thing now. Is that
Yeah.
case?
So, yeah, because I can see someone like Elon Musk deciding, do you know what? I can have a robot arm. I want to have robot legs. I want to have a robot head. There's no reason for him to need to have those things. But he just doesn't want to be like everybody else now. So he's not going to be human. Some argue he's not already.
So even if he was, so you're saying if Elon Musk was to now say, you know what, I want to start changing things. I want to change my hand, my fingers, and all this stuff, right? But he's still Elon Musk. He's still the same guy that you said.
Yeah.
I don't want to put words into your mouth, right? But still the same guy with a soul, but now with different parts.
Yeah, I would question things. Because is that those people that do things to make them have like animal features?
Okay.
Like feline features, stuff like that.
Are they humans or are they now felines?
Not to me.
No, so this
They're felines.
you see like the guy like the people that like
That do the alligator, yeah.
So there's a guy that I came across on Snapchat, and like basically like it was showing his progression over the years and how he literally is becoming a reptile. Like, but he's even taken it even further now. So he wants to become like an alien. So he's even cut off his ears.
Okay.
Like he's taken off. He's only got 3 like fingers. He slit his tongue. He's got rid of like the bridge. He's got rid of his nose, so he can still breathe, but like his nose doesn't come out. It's just all
That's not human being to me.
It's not human being?
No, to me it's not.
You're not.
What if that person stay at that stage, lay down with a woman and have a child? Is that
They
child?
can be a lizard. Dead ass.
No, but the child will be human. Yeah, that's the guy.
So how
That actually is him.
He's not human. That's not human.
but
Oh,
this-
it's making me itch.
but how can a non-human have a human kid?
But
Does he have a kid?
No, but I'm saying
No,
if
but
he
he's
was
human. Obviously, like DNA, all of that. He's a human.
He's
isn't
not
it?
human
Alright
DNA.
then.
That's fair.
Oh, but I think he
Well,
was,
that's a
he
jump
was
scare.
even trying to get rid of his genital. I'm sure.
Yeah, we don't need him. We don't need him procreate. We don't need more of those. Sometimes you gotta let people keep their crazy in their household by themselves. You can't spread that. That's wild.
All right, so I want to go back a bit, because Gina.
Imagine a few years I get cancelled for this. Because I was insensitive to a reptile.
Hey, we're living in that world, you know.
To be fair.
I'm telling you.
To be frank. To be quite candid. Yeah.
Candid.
But Gina, to go back a bit, you said basically you base it on the majority. So if you've got 51% or so and so, you're human. If you don't, you're less human or not human. Is that still your position?
I don't know, because I feel like with humans, we're very special, innit?
Okay.
And like we still will function, like, because think about it, we were talking about BMW and whatever, it's still a car. A car's still a car. Do you know what I mean? Like,
That's true.
and that's how I'm seeing it with the whole human thing. You're still a human. The branding of the car has changed, but ultimately it's still a car.
See, that's the thing.
It still functions the same.
So
So see how you said a car and a BMW? So that reptile guy, he's a living thing to me.
okay,
But you're not a human.
okay.
Reptiles are living things. Do you get what I mean? So that's I would make that distinction.
But doesn't your ability to procreate and the species that come from your loins determine kind of what you are? Because you kind
He's
of
not really a lizard, though. Do you want me to tell you why? He wouldn't survive.
With the real lizards.
You wouldn't survive with real lizards. They'll probably eat you. You ain't one of them.
You are food.
So that's why for me, you're not a lizard, babe. Like, you're not. You're actually not. Like, you're still human, sadly. When you think about it.
You're
But
actually not.
You're not. You're not gonna. You see, them man don't want you.
Yeah, you ain't one of them.
You can't sit
You
with
don't
them.
go here.
You don't even go here. So realistically,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
still like you still have to use the toilet the same way we use the toilet. Do you understand what I mean?
If he changes enough about himself, I can't see him giving birth to like a. Obviously, I know there's science and whatever.
I think he'll still give birth to a normal child. It's like people that
Yeah.
bleach. Sorry, is this insensitive?
No,
But
it's
like,
not, because
if
baby
you
comes out-
bleach, your child is gonna come out. Your child is gonna come out your features. Do
You
you
don't
know?
have to be bleaching. Even people that have nose jobs.
I was gonna say though, there's a girl that I was talking to, and she really wanted a nose job, right? And the reason why she didn't do it was because she was like, she didn't want to teach her. She was like, imagine I have a daughter, and obviously I've had my nose done, and she gets my old
My
nose.
OG nose.
I don't want her to now have that complex and like repeat. Do you know what I mean? And her be like, why don't I have your nose? And it's like, my nose ain't real. Do you know what I mean? And go through all of that and stuff. So she was like, she thought about all of that stuff, and she says, do you know what? I'm just gonna love my nose for
I tell the
whatever
kids,
it is.
worry about yourself. Get
But
your money
yeah.
up.
Okay, so basically, I guess the overall thing is to kind of parallel the car thing. It's living organism as opposed to human being. Well, Esther, that's what Esther's saying. It's a
I
living
think I
organism.
still see him as, obviously he's still a human being,
Yeah, I
like
think,
on paper,
Yeah.
but
you know, I like one.
thingy, jump scare.
So in the
Jump.
same-
Imagine that with your dad. You come out the womb and that's the first thing you see. I'm going back in. Dead that. Dead that.
So in the same way, like you can change, I guess, things within a particular car and even outside, right? Get parts from a Golf or whatever it may be, and still be a BMW, right? Or I guess change, but still be a car. Can you kind of change and like, can a black man change everything and become a white man then, or a Chinese person?
No, but that's the thing. When you give birth to your child's going to be your factory setting, bruv. That child's going to black, if you like it or not.
Okay.
No matter how Chinese you look today.
Unless you're MJ.
So that means we're kind of
You
going
didn't
back.
have those kids though. Sorry.
You can pick whatever one you want.
So we're kind of going back to defining it somewhat anyway as what you produce.
I think it's definitely based on like your DNA.
Okay.
Because ultimately, that's when, like you said, when you have kids, it's gonna go based off that,
then
not
can
on
we-
what you look like now.
Can we alter our DNAs though?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Can we?
Well, different things you can alter, yeah.
Like what?
Your what do you call it? Right now they pretty much found a way to isolate the gene that's responsible for us aging. So if, for example, they can kind of isolate that, manipulate it so that we slow down the aging process.
Oh, that would be great.
Yeah.
When's that rolling out?
It's not going to affect us. We were already done.
Girl.
We're
But
like our grandkids.
funny enough though, there is a guy, I can't remember his name, I think it's Brian something, right? He recently, well not recently, but I believe over the past X amount of years anyway, he spent about $2 million or so on trying to find a way to slow down his aging process. And he believes he's come to that thingy. So right now, long story short, his aging process is slower than a 10-year-old person, 10-year-old child.
Wow.
So he's 45. He kind of looks his age, to be fair. But I guess
because obviously he started late.
Exactly. But it kicks in, I guess, with time.
So he's
innit?
gonna stay at this.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So that's him kind of doing it himself with this and the because he was a rich guy. He sold his company for like $800 million or this and the. So he can kind of do it. But long story short, the actual gene responsible for your thingy has been identified. So in the future, maybe generations from now, it may be a real possibility for us as human beings to kind of live for huge, you know what I'm saying, long lengths
But
of
would
time.
you want to do
I
that?
don't
though? 'Cause
believe that
me-
though.
Don't believe it?
No, because human beings are not the giver of life.
But it's not about giving life though. It's just about extending.
Extend how you can't. I don't believe you can extend your life
You don't think so?
a minute more than God wants. Than it's already said you're going to be on this earth for.
But then what makes
I mean, you can do things that you think will extend it, but you don't know when your time is.
Yeah, of course. Like generally, yeah, I agree. But do you not see it as the same as like everything kind of being God's will? So, for example, you're choosing to eat healthy. You're choosing to do certain things, right? And one could argue that's extending your life. But you may say, no, that's just the amount of time God wanted me to be here, right?
Yeah, but I wouldn't. I don't think all of that stuff is. I wouldn't class it as extending life. I think we're being healthier with life and taking care of our bodies, but I don't see it as extending life. You cannot say you're extending something when you do not know, as a matter of fact, when that was meant to end in the first place. So how do you know you're extending it? In your mind,
I agree.
you're extending it, but reality, you're not. I
Okay.
think there are things you can do, even speeding up the process. I don't think you can even speed up the process of death.
No.
No, I think it was written that you were going to be a fool and you were going to die then.
So that's what I'm trying to say. So because I believe that we can quicken the process. We can just eat crap. We can be lazy. We can do
get
certain
ill.
things. And we'll be like done at it. You know
Yeah, but
what
I
I'm
haven't
saying?
quickened the process. I
You
don't
are.
know when the process was meant to end.
Okay.
Had I not done that, I don't know when the process was meant to end. So I haven't quickened it. I've
Exactly.
just lived, and so this is it. So now we can say, oh, she was eating junk food all the time. That's probably why she died.
Yes.
Nah,
But we never know.
But
we don't know because was she gonna? If she, sorry, has she been eating more salads? Would she have been to 45? We don't know that.
But this is what I'm basically getting at. Like it essentially what you're again, correct me if I'm wrong, saying is it just boils down to what God had for you.
Yeah.
And whatever happens is what
It's
God
God's plan.
kind of planned
Was
it.
always going to happen.
So that means if I'm a scientist and I can find this gene and I believe it's the gene responsible for your thingy, you know what I'm trying to say? And I
Extension.
manipulate extension and I manipulate it and I end up living for 200 years. Is that God's will?
No, but then
Did I extend
but
it
that's
or
the
did
thing.
God just want me to
No,
be
you
here for
didn't
200 years?
God wanted you to live for 200 years. You
Okay,
didn't
then.
extend it.
So
You
God
didn't extend
knew
it.
you.
That's fine.
God knew
But that
you were
means-
gonna be this scientist and find this thing. It was
Yeah.
written, so it was all part
Yeah,
of.
so you didn't extend it because you can't pass that on to the next person. You don't know what their situation is.
I can't pass it on like via like normal means, but I can now. It can now be, for example, something I became a politician now when I'm 150 years old, right? And then I changed the world, and everyone now is injected when they're born in hospitals.
And that's what I'm saying about passing it on. You can't
Yeah.
pass it on.
Why?
You can think you are, but you're not.
But what if babies
What
not
if
even
she
200
is
years?
what sis is telling you
Yeah.
is that nobody above God
Nobody.
is what she's saying.
No, but you can't.
No,
you
I
can't-
get what you're saying, but
Yeah.
Esther's basically saying to you that even if you're passing it on,
Yeah.
it's part of the
You
plan,
ain't.
babes. It's
But that's-
it's,
but that's
it's
what I'm
always been
saying.
part of the plan. So you're
But,
not
and it's
really
not going to work for everybody because while you might think it's part of the plan, and yes, add it to 200, I can get the rest of you to live to 150 max. You might not.
I wouldn't
you might
even
someone
want
that passes
that.
away at 5. Might someone that passes
150
away at
years on
40.
this earth.
But that's
I
because
would
we're-
not want to do that.
But that's because we're human beings. Like you're always going to get the mortality. You know what I mean? Like people are going to die always at certain times,
Yeah.
right? Not everything's gonna work. But if you go back to 1800s, for example, just 200-300 years ago, like none of them lived as long as us today, right? So we've obviously done something different to them. Things have changed, sanitation, all types of stuff has changed, and now we're here longer.
Yeah, but
of
remember
course,
the first people though, they were living to like 600 and something.
I mean, that's obviously if people believe that, right? But I'm just trying to say that basically with time we've kind of changed. So what I'm trying to say, Esther, is if, for example, in the next 200 years, we're able to last back to like Methuselah ages,
Yeah.
like 900 years, is that now God's will again? Or
Me
is it-
personally, do you know what it is? What it comes down to, yeah? 'Cause we're going to go back and forth. My personal beliefs, I don't believe anybody can add 1 second of life to their life if it's not what God
Okay.
wills. We can't. And this is why when God gave us free will and free choice and brains, this is it. People think they know more than God. It's impossible. But good morning, caller.
Hello, hi guys, hi. It's Nat. I just wanted to kind of chime in on the whole like, can you extend life and free will and that sort of stuff. I wanted to say that I kind of get where you're coming from, Esther, but I think that we can extend or shorten our life. Hear me out. So I have the same sort of beliefs. I believe that God, ordains things and it is written. However, I think we talk about free will and the choices that we make in life. I think those choices impact basically however long you have. So like you said, it could be that, you're supposed to be on this earth for 100 years, or it may not even be about the number of years. It may be about the impacts that you make, right? Maybe you're on this earth to do a particular thing. And if you make bad choices and you are unhealthy, it is very possible that you can live a shorter life. And by the time maybe you get to have whatever it is that you believe, you will find out that, oh, actually, you were supposed to have more. So even if we want to like go deeper, even the word of God says that, my people perish for lack of knowledge, right? So and that extends to a lot of things, right? And I think that that can apply to that as well. So yes, so I think I get the whole like, yeah, everything is written, but we are doing things to extend our lives. We're not just going, to the gym, healthy eating, because we're kind of like, oh, yeah, it's fine. But I think there's things that we are doing. So, and sometimes I think it's a bit, especially from a Christian point of view, sometimes I feel like when Christians do that, it's a bit like not, it can come across as sort of quite lazy, like, oh yeah, God ordains everything. But I think we basically can do things to extend or shorten our lives.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, that pretty much makes sense. Yeah. But do you feel like, based on what we were saying before, yeah, quickly, Nat, do you feel like there comes a time where it depends on how we extend our life, which kind of determines if we're still human beings? I know it's kind of a broad question, but yeah, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, that's quite broad. I mean, I'll say with the whole like 3 people making a human being, gosh, I'm scared. Like, I feel like that's playing God. So the whole like, so it's kind of like I file it under the whole like AI conversation, right? Because I think literally in like 40, 50 years, you're going to have your kids coming and they're like, oh, I met someone. And you're going to have to be like, are they a natural human or are they AI? Like, how many parents do they have? And I think there's something there that is quite scary about the change in that. And then kind of going back to, again, sort of what we talked about in terms of maybe if you believe in God, for example, right? And I come from a Christian point of view, like even the like before, you know the story like when human beings were sort of like making there's a part in the Bible basically where they were coming together and they were building like a tall building. I'm saying in Militant, right? Yeah. And then like God sort of said, came down and that's when languages came, because then God sort of says like, if men come together, there's nothing that they cannot achieve. So I feel like we're playing with fire with all these like things that are happening that are not really, okay, I'm very scared.
Two questions quickly, if you don't mind. Yeah, first one is you were talking about basically us trying to play God, right? Quickly, do you feel like we can play God? How successful can we play God? First question.
I think human beings can do a lot, you know. Human beings can, they can play God. But again, for everything there's a consequence, right? So I think it's then sort of seeing what the consequences are. And I'm scared about the consequences. So like with AI, for example, we're sort of seeing the soft side, right? Where if you've got an assignment, you've got whatever, you type in, you can get a whole report that's done. Oh, happy days. It saved you weeks of research. That's one part. But what happens when in 20 years' time, again, you're dealing with like, I don't know, is that a real human being or is that AI?
Okay.
That's scary to me.
Okay. And my second question, give me just 2 sentences, right? Tell me to you what constitutes man, a human being.
Ooh. I think a human being is body, mind, body, mind, spirit, and soul.
Body, mind, spirit, and soul. Do all 4 need to be present for them to be a human being? Is that what you're saying?
I think yes.
So okay, and let me be a bit more specific with the body. Does it matter what type of body it is? Does it have to be a physical, like as in a biological material type of body? Could it be a machine body? What type of body do you mean?
No, I think it has to be a physical body.
As in
it
like
has
a material, biological.
Yeah, like you and I. Yeah.
So you're basically saying if we go to the point in the future where you were able to talk and still be you, like right now, obviously I know who you are, right? But let's just say I don't know who you are, and you're talking to me over the phone. Then I come to your house and see that you are a machine talking to me, but you are actually the same Nat, right? That I've known for years, for example, Are you no longer a human being?
Okay, I think we have to separate the conversation. So if I, you if maybe anyway, I don't want to speak. I was about to give myself if someone else that you knew, right, called Alice, was involved in an accident and then has to have like new legs and an arm, they're still a human being because they've had to sort of like make accommodations. That's fine. But I think that's a separate conversation to like you're still a human being.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm getting at. So that means to some degree it's not really dependent on the physical casing then, because you're still a human being. If the casing went away and changed, you're still a human being, right?
Yeah, because again, like I said, there's all these like body, mind, soul, spirit. If someone is sort of like made in a factory, they're not going to have a soul. They're not going to have a spirit. So that's different. So yeah, that's how I see it.
Yeah, but by the way, I'm not saying that. I'm not necessarily kind of talking about the other parts. The soul and spirit part, like you said, that can't be made in a factory, right? But the body part can go, and we've seen it go with some people, and different things, and they're still human being. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I would maybe ask that the body part is not really part of the definition. It's maybe more so the mind, the spirit, and the soul thing. Really, it's just me asking the question though. I don't want to put words in your mouth.
Yeah. I think it just depends on like how the person started. I think it's semantics, to be honest. Okay. Like we know what a person is, right?
You say that.
And then yeah.
You say that, but anyway, yeah, go on.
Yeah, I think we know what sorry, I have a small human being life here. I need to tend to, but yeah, I think we know what a real person is. Apologies, I have to go, guys.
All right, no worries. Thank you for calling. Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Bye. So Nat mentioned the spirit soul thing, right? That Esther mentioned earlier, and Imran as well pretty much said something. Image Snow Globe said, when God said He made us in His image, did He mean physically or immaterial, soul and spirit? Remove your attachment to the label of human. And that's basically, all right.
Say that again.
So she basically asked the question, when God said He made us in His image, was God talking about physically, or was this immaterial, like soul and spirit?
It was soul and spirit. It's
Okay.
not physically, because if we're all different races and look different, how are we all going to look like God?
Okay. So maybe, like she said in the next sentence, we need to remove the attachment to the label of human being. And not as the body doesn't really matter.
No, but human being is not just defined by just body though. So we're still human beings.
Yeah, it's
we
not
can't
just
remove the label.
It's not just, but what I'm trying to say is that really a contributing factor to what makes you a human being?
Yeah, because dogs aren't human beings. I mean, then again, they don't have souls. Well,
exactly.
To dog community. Yeah. They might think they have souls.
They don't have souls, my friend. Sorry.
You don't think dogs go to heaven?
What? For what?
People say there's a doggy heaven.
So
I've seen it in cartoons.
Is there hell?
I tell you people anyway, if I get to heaven and I see any animal there, I am in hell. I'm in hell, okay? And I ain't going there.
All right, cool. Obviously,
Oh, wait, why?
I'm scared of them. If I'm scared of them on the earth.
No, but I'm saying them not being there, because look at Noah's Ark here. Like, God told Noah to save the animals. You know what I mean?
God gave us animals for food.
Not really, because some of those animals weren't for food.
To be fair.
Do you see what I mean? So in my head,
What were they for?
he cared about them.
What were they
For procreation, innit?
for? For more food.
Sis, you gonna eat an elephant, a giraffe, a zebra, BFFR.
I feel like with this topic here, we may need to do a part 2, yeah. But before we move on, yeah, I just wanted to ask, yeah.
Someone's really gonna be shaking in their boots.
What happened?
About the animal comments. But sorry, go on.
Like we're talking about, yeah, in terms of like the physical case and stuff, yeah. When did, like, okay, what is your soul? What is your soul? What's your spirit? What's the difference?
My spirit, innit? My soul. It's just that which ministers and speaks to me. I don't know how to define it. I don't know how to put a word.
It just lives inside me.
It just lives inside me.
Both of them.
Are you saying that they're different? You're saying your soul and your spirit are two different things?
I think soul is different, actually. I feel like spirit is with you now. Because isn't nothing Bible say my soul is already in heaven at the moment?
That's if you can go.
It's got like a place with them. It's got. Because remember when Jesus said, "You're with me already in my Father's home."
You said you're with me.
I think he said something about your soul being there. In my mind, there's where my mansion or wherever it is, my seats, it's already occupied by soul est.
Is it?
She's already up there.
I think obviously when you transition, your spirit will go there. But
Exactly,
it's
but
empty right now.
My spirit's going to be my soul. I don't know the difference, man.
I think in like Christian ideas, right? The spirit is the eternal thing that God
Lives on.
creates that connects with God, right?
Okay, yeah.
But your soul is more so the thing that makes you as a person, Esther. So your brain, your imagination,
Yes,
your
because when people die, their
experiences.
soul leaves them. You physically see their souls left them.
What about the spirit then?
I told you
Both
the
of
spirit
them.
is following the soul. Wherever the soul is at, that soul, you will find the spirit.
All right.
Because when people actually die, you actually see like life come off them. Like
Okay.
you can see it. Like you can see that you're now dead. Not because physically you've like you're weak now, but you can actually feel something leaves their body, and you
Okay.
can see it.
Okay.
Seen it?
Brent, what to you? What's the difference between soul and spirit?
The spirit is that eternal essence that is connected to God, and the soul, more or less, is what makes you unique. Your beliefs, your feelings, etc., etc., etc.
Okay. So would you say that the soul is somewhat linked to or is a physical thing? Somewhat.
Reactions to physical input, I guess, or like virtual or audible or whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, because like in terms of your uniquenesses, right? The unique features about you, things that make you you. Yeah. Would you say they come from the brain?
Yeah, and also, I guess, because the brain would even read what my heart is feeling and process it in a way, and then
Exactly.
tell me this is how.
So if someone's got like, God forbid, like Alzheimer's and everything's there, yeah, where they can't remember what they are, things, right? And they're not really the same person that they are, because everyone pretty much talks about how with Alzheimer's now, they're not the same person anymore, right? Do you feel like that person's soul is kind of gone to some degree? Is their soul dead?
I think it's different.
Okay.
I think it changes. But no, I don't think it's dead.
It changes.
Yes.
Okay. So if for example, like we said, for example, the soul kind of emanates and reacts based on the brain, right? If somebody like you could tell genetically that this person's going to get Alzheimer's, for example, because it's been in their family for, I don't know, X amount of generations, it's likely going to happen when they hit 70, right? And they were able to we lived in a time where they could remove that brain and put it in a different body, for example. Is that person still the same person? Is that person still a human being? If it's in a different body, I'm assuming you would say yes. Because it's a human being.
But if their consciousness is able to be,
Exactly.
they've just gotten an upgrade or a different host.
Okay.
Shell.
So if it was in a metallic body, is that still a human being? Or is that?
You
yes?
didn't ask me any of these questions. Like you were only asking the women.
Yeah.
I thought you were trying to find out how women reason.
Well, I was going to come to you.
Because at some point in time, I heard that somebody saw a lizard.
So what? You heard what? What did you hear?
They're no longer human being because they accessorize their face and stuff. They're now lizard people.
Oh, since you're talking about you.
And then they said, wait a minute, that can't be right because the other lizard wouldn't like.
Oh, because that was dumb though. But sorry, so it's a valid point though,
It's
no?
right, there's those conversations.
But I thought it was valid.
We're keeping it light. Light and breezy. That's what women are good for. Light and breezy.
So Brett, so you're saying basically, if it was in a
Yeah, if they're have 99% Android body and you still got your mind and you're still the same person, you still have the same memories and whatnot, your spirit is still intact. You're still, when it is that particular body rusts and withers away, you're being sent up to heaven to meet your maker.
Okay.
You're not a different person, you're the same individual that got placed in that shell in the first place. Because we are just, these bodies of ours, I could be in a white man, I could be in a white woman.
So that noise. That you?
Oh, you only said what's that noise when I said I could be in a white woman?
No, because I heard
That trigger you when I
banging.
said being in a white woman?
Wow.
You just glitched.
It's not every day. Come for the poor guy, man.
It was quite.
You're
one time I
literally
said, oh,
ruining
yeah.
his brand online.
All right, so basically, what you're trying to say is, what makes you a human being is not at all the physical
Nah,
shell.
no. 'Cause
Interesting.
that can change
Okay.
drastically.
So, but let's guys to kind of obviously I don't want to be here for too long, right? But to kind of
10:30.
I was
Too long.
I was
It's at
thinking-
10:30. What do you think this is?
but to kind of let's just say we all agree with Brent, right?
Yeah.
That it's not the physical thing; it's the mind, right? And obviously the spirit, God, connected with God and all that stuff, right? Why are we scared of AI? If, for example, AI, robots and things like that, right, could exist, and we could think to ourselves, you know what, like you said before, what did you say? You said your bladder's weak, for example, yeah.
I did what?
You said your bladder's weak, yeah.
No,
Some,
thanks.
some of us have got bad knees, right? Some of us have got bad knees, but we're young. What if we could build a robot, right, and fix these issues?
Do you know what I think it
But
is?
it's still just genes.
How is it just Gene though?
Because like Brent was saying, it's your mind. So your mind, everything that makes you, everything that, like, the thing that's making you hold the bottle like this and touch your hair and all that type of stuff, the thing that makes you is inside that robot. Nothing's different except the external.
Do you know what I think it is why people are scared of AI? Yeah, is because we believe that they're going to take over one day.
They're taking our jobs.
They're gonna take over, and we're no longer going to be needed for anything, right? And even if you look, even if you think about it from a physical perspective, they're going to be stronger than us. Like, you can obviously build them to an advantage. Do you get what I mean? Imagine me going head to head with a robot. I don't stand no chance. He's just gonna punch me, and then
But that's the
why are
thing
you
about-
laughing?
He said he.
Yes.
There you go.
Trauma. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Well, damn. Damn.
Oh.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, my thing is it time we stop thinking human beings kind of exist like we do? Is it time to think, wait a minute, human beings, we're just the mind, for example, we're just the spirit, the soul. And so if that continued to exist in maybe a machine body or some other form, would still exist. And so there's no real worry to kind of like
No.
fixate on this physical thing that only lasts 8 years.
8.
80.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
No? All right.
I think all of that, is just playing the role of God, so to
I
speak.
ain't got time. I
But
can't
you-
play. I
but
don't even
you
like playing
say-
my own role.
But you say that, yeah.
How much more?
Obviously, it depends on your definition, right? But isn't God kind of like, just a question, maybe,
You ain't gotta tell us. You better tell God.
isn't God kind of sitting aloft somewhere and basically said, guys, represent me? Because why are we able to do all the things we can do?
I feel like the only time God is telling me to represent Him is if, as a disciple of His, in relation to the faith.
Okay.
But I don't think God can't put human beings in the world and then ask human beings to represent human beings or represent Him when we're all human beings.
Well, okay, do you feel like he's saying, be me?
But that's what the Christian faith is about, though. We are meant to emulate Christ and be godly and show love and be righteous and all that stuff. Yeah. But not when it comes to AI. If we can train AI to represent, to be disciples of Christ and get the word to the remote places, let's do it.
But do you feel like you're putting your own cap on it? Because what make, again, I don't want to go into another
Journey is okay.
conversation, but it's like you said basically the Christian walk is us living righteous lives and you know adhering to the tenets and laws of God, right? Fine. But we were made at a time before laws came about, right? Even according to Christianity. Adam didn't have no laws. You know what I'm saying? He only had be fruitful and multiply. That was it.
They said don't eat from that fruit. That was a law.
It's more so like a command. But in terms of life.
That's a law.
Okay, cool. Let's just say that's a law then, right? So you
Yeah.
had 3 then, yeah?
Okay.
Be fruitful, multiply, don't eat that tree, right? Eat from that tree.
Don't eat the tree. They didn't eat the tree.
Okay.
Right? He did 2 out of 3. But anyway, right? Before there was the 600 plus laws that the Jews came about with, right? Under Moses and stuff like that, yeah? Like, what was their purpose then? Because if you're saying our thing is to be God, right? And it's to kind of adhere to the laws and all that stuff. And there wasn't all these laws back then. Was it different?
I feel like all the laws and everything was to show human beings that we cannot be righteous and we cannot be holy in our own strength, because we can't be. And all of that was leading up to Jesus coming, because he was the one who would then save. And we are saved by grace and not by our works. So laws are works. And so all of that stuff was to prove time and time again that we cannot do this in our own strength. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think for me, yeah, I'm not for anything that plays God, because I believe God is sovereign. And anything that severs the line of blasphemy, I'm not with it. Like, I recognize how awesome it is that God created the world. God created human beings. Like, for me, it's also mind-blowing, because it is mind-blowing. Like, when I read my Bible, I'm genuinely speechless and in awe of God's work. So for me, no human being who is a creation of God can replicate that. So I'm not for human beings attempting to replicate that. I'm not saying I'm against AI or anything like that, because AI will... So I feel like Siri and stuff is a form of AI, in my opinion. So, do you know what I mean? I'm not against AI and stuff, but when it comes to creating babies, and we're gonna put babies in a locker shelf and they can cook up, and then when you're ready, when the mother is ready to pick it up, she can come and pick it up. When it comes to certain things, it makes me personally uncomfortable. It convicts me of my beliefs in God, and that's where I don't play with it.
I think the only thing I kind of not disagree with you, but more so kind of I'm throwing the question at you is more so like the whole thing about if it's God's will, then it can happen. If it's not God's will, it won't happen type thing, right? Like the extension of life and the shortening of life, for example. If I'm assuming here, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
With the Tower Bible thing, with human beings building the tower to try to get to heaven,
Yeah.
They wasn't able to get there. And I'm assuming you're trying to say, you would say it's because it wasn't God's will for them to get to heaven, right? I'm assuming.
Because they would have never been able to get to heaven.
Okay, cool. But they attempted to, right?
Yeah.
And God stopped it from happening.
Yeah.
But why did God stop it from happening?
Because it's disrespectful. It's blasphemy that you would think that you, in your filthy state, can come to where is the holies of holies. I don't think God stopped them because they would have gotten there had they continued. I believe it's because they can't get to heaven.
Yeah.
You can't physically go to heaven. You can take the rocket as far as you want to. You will never, because again, it's not a physical place where if you go high enough, you will get there. So I don't believe it's a thing where they were stopped because of that. But again, it just showed the evil and the pride of man, the ego of we're intelligent. Well, we're intelligent, we can do more than he who created us. And that's why it was stopped, in my opinion.
And that's, sorry to cut you, but that's basically where I'm going.
Yeah.
Where it's like human beings have a particular arrogance that we can do what God
Is
alone should be able to do.
Yeah.
And so God kind of stopped it.
Yeah.
And so my thing is, if God doesn't stop it, is that almost permission that we can do it?
No, it's not permission, but it's not permission. And I don't think that, because again, it's not permission because that's where we get the whole free will choice, whatever, come into play. However, we will never, doesn't matter how much is done, how much progressions, how much elevations or whatever, they will never be able to do exactly what it is that God does.
No, of course not.
Do you know what I mean?
But
so you
as
can
in closer though, because the reason why I say that is because there would have been a time where, obviously I know you're not Jehovah's Witness, innit? But there would have been a time where people would have said, oh, if you can't have a baby via natural means, then you just can't have a baby. But then we've done stuff and we've done IVF and we've got babies that will grow up to be Christians and change the world and stuff. Yeah. Like Jehovah's Witness to this day don't believe in blood transfusions. Yeah. So people who are part of their community who need blood transfusions, they just die. Yeah. So at what point is it God's will? Basically, what I'm trying to say is, isn't it just humans picking and choosing?
No, because IVF, there's people where IVF never works for them.
Of course.
It would never work. Like, it never works for them. That doesn't matter how many times they try and whatever. It never works for them. And I think that's where it is. I feel like human beings can try whatever we want to do. We can do whatever we want to do. But I personally believe that ultimately, God has the final say about things. And that's just, that's where I'm at with it. So with
So if
the
it does
example of
work-
IVF and stuff like that,
Yeah.
if God doesn't will, IVF will not take.
That's what I'm saying. So if it does take.
But that's the thing though. Yeah, if it does take, then ultimately it's because God wanted it to take. But the thing,
That's what I'm
when it comes to these things of creating human beings and all that kind of stuff, it might happen, yes, but I feel like human beings, I don't feel we're ever going to fully understand what it is that makes a human being a human being.
Okay.
I don't believe we're going to understand that until we die. Then more knowledge is going to be given to us. I genuinely believe we're going to understand everything that forms us as human beings. So from our knowledge of as humans, we might think that, yeah, I've clocked everything that forms us as human beings. But it will never again get to that perfection of God. So it is not replicating what God did. I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Do you know what I mean? So yes, it might be like, oh, well, God willed and it happened. They did it. But what did they do? They did what the human mind tells them was what the final form of they need to achieve was. But in reality, compared to what God has done, they might be close. They might not be close. We don't know. Because we will not. I don't believe that we have that knowledge. I don't believe all the knowledge and intelligence and stuff has been given to us as human beings.
All right. I think we can end it there.
Yeah. Right. Well, let's get into our headlines.
All right. So this next headline, it's a trigger warning here. I'm not too sure if you guys heard about this, yeah. But yeah.
When you say trigger warning, can you like specify?
Which one?
Yeah.
Sorry. Thank you very much. Trigger warning. Murder, manslaughter, guys. So basically, is that right?
Yeah.
All right, cool. A Manhattan district attorney has said that a former U.S. Marine is to be charged with the manslaughter of a homeless man on the New York City subway. So Daniel Penny, who's 24, will be arrested and formally accused on Friday today of causing Jordan Neely's death after he placed a 30-year-old in a chokehold. Did you guys hear about this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was some footage circulating and stuff, right?
It was mad.
Yeah. So Mr. Penny's lawyers say that he could not have known his actions to subdue Mr. Neely would lead to his death. This US. Anyway, let me not add commentary.
Yeah, it's cheeky.
This is ridiculous, isn't it? It's ridiculous. But the incident on Monday, the 1st of May, was captured on mobile phone footage, right? And the spokesperson for the Manhattan District Attorney's Office in a statement said that we can confirm that Daniel Penny will be arrested on the charge of manslaughter in the 2nd degree. We cannot provide any additional information until he has been arraigned in Manhattan Criminal Court. Witnesses said that Mr. Neely was acting aggressively towards other subway passengers, but he had not physically attacked anyone before Mr. Penny put him in a chokehold. A video captured by a freelance journalist on the train shows that the former Marine was holding Mr. Neely around the neck for 2 minutes and 55 seconds.
Mad.
Almost 3 minutes, just
Mad.
choking him, right?
And you didn't think he was gonna.
And he's not a regular
And
guy.
you were in the Marines.
Thank you. That's the
That's the key.
So your level of
So
force.
you
know.
You're trained. You know what the pressure points
okay.
are. Yeah.
Exactly.
You're trained on how to kill people. You're trained on how to revive people. You are trained.
Yeah.
And you did not know he was going to die.
So Mr. Penny told other riders to call 911 during the struggle with Mr. Neely, according to CBS News, right? The ex-Marine was questioned and released by police in New York on the day of the incident, right? In a statement earlier this month, lawyers for Mr. Penny expressed condolences to the Neely family and said that Mr. Penny and other passengers acted in self-defense. The other passengers acted in self-defense. This is what he's saying. Obviously, one was physically choking others. But yeah, anyway, I don't know how you can lump everyone in the same bracket. But they said that Mr. Neely's behavior was the apparent result of ongoing and untreated mental illness, which prompted Mr. Penny and others to protect themselves until help arrived. It's not clear whether charges will be brought against two other unidentified people who were also seen restraining Mr. Neely in the online video. Hopefully they do something serious about this, man. This is absolute nonsense.
Question: Did you see the video and then the discourse and further information around this particular case?
I saw a bit of the video, but I have not heard any discourse about it, no.
All right, I think I would like for us to watch that.
Okay.
Look at the his previous appearances on these trains. He used to dance and this, that, and next. But apparently he became not a vagrant, but he started living in the street and he started being abusive and physically abusive to quite a few different people in this.
Victim.
Yeah. Huh?
As in the guy who died.
Yeah.
Physically,
Yeah.
you said, Brett.
Yeah. So the whole discourse is, but he was being violent even when he was apprehended. And you can see other people who weren't white looking to restrain him also because he was violent at that time. And obviously people are saying, well, this is racism, this is systemic, this is all this kind of stuff. So there's been, not riots, but protests off the back of this.
Yeah.
This has been going on for a little while. I just want to know, if we saw all the information and we asked ourselves what would we have done if this guy was being violent and physical in this particular train?
Yeah.
Would we have restrained him? Yes, we would have shown restraint at a certain point when it is that this guy, he wasn't moving, right?
Yeah.
But if we know full well that he had been arrested a few times for like violence and stuff and abuse, and yes, he moved from being a nice, jovial like dancer, I think it was Michael Jackson that he was impersonating, to, you know, being erratic and mad on trains. And there was one way I saw him pushing a white lady into the side of a train, right? This is a separate incident. I don't think it was the same incident. But what are we actually talking about here? If we know all the information, are we going to perceive it differently? Yes, the guy was white. Yes, he was an army vet. Yes, it could be a thing where he showed far too much force, knowing full well he had the expertise. He could have stopped earlier. He could have restrained him differently. I think I just want to have a conversation about it once we see all the information.
Do you know what it is?
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm not making my mind up yet.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
But off the back of it, obviously, have certain political parties have used it now for
course.
cannon fodder, right? So they
propaganda.
dropped this into the particular race arena, and it's going off mad. You
Yeah.
understand?
I didn't even think of it as a race thing. Mine is just more as a, if you're going to restrain somebody, don't kill them in the process. Do you know what I mean? I didn't know all the background information, but because it's not a race thing for me, the background information doesn't change
Same.
how I'm feeling.
I was
because
gonna say, even you guys
Marine,
talking,
man.
I didn't even picture a white guy. Like, do you know what I mean? I didn't think, my mind didn't go to race. It was just more, you should know better based on your position.
Yeah.
And do you know what I mean?
I remember, like, when I was in Chicago, I think the last night I was going back to my hotel, and there was a guy waiting for the train, innit, being pretty much like, in a way, I'm assuming that this gentleman was, and there was another black guy came, stood next to me, was chatting to me, was like, yo, I'm trying to get home tonight, innit. If this guy comes up to me and starts his nonsense, I'm gonna get home tonight, innit. Like, I don't mind to what happens.
One of us is going home.
Exactly.
It's gonna be
And
me.
it's gonna be me.
You know, I need to look after my mom. This, you know, So,
Yeah.
the point of what I'm trying to say is, that guy was being, one could say aggressive, but he wasn't touching nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, people were, I guess, prepared just
do you know
in case.
But do you know what it
Yeah,
is
that's
though?
the
It's
thing.
because with those kinds of people, you don't know,
You don't know.
and you have to be on. It makes you
Yeah.
anxious
You
because
gotta be on
they
edge.
could
You weren't
flip.
ready. Yeah.
And when
is
you're
it.
in a train station as well, it's like death is around the corner. All it
Yeah.
takes is you pushing me into the.
This is
Do you know
it.
what I mean?
But what you're saying is pretty much kind of like what I was thinking and what he was thinking, is that we're just prepared. You know what I'm
'cause-
saying? We didn't go up to him, restrain him, put him in a
Yeah.
headlock
Yeah.
and kill the guy.
Yeah, but
We're
you
just
were on.
ready.
You were ready.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what I'm kind of getting from this article. Obviously, like you said, Ben, I've not seen the video long enough or heard the discourse yet, right? But when they're specifying, saying he didn't touch anyone, he wasn't physically aggressive to anyone.
I
just
don't think it
see-
justifies
yeah.
100%.
And I
know what I
don't
mean?
think that he's justified to die that way because he has had previous physical encounters.
Especially as when those other previous things happen, this Marine probably wasn't there.
That's
So
the
he
thing.
doesn't even know. It's only
Oh
after the
yeah,
fact.
he doesn't know the
Yeah.
history.
He doesn't know. He just randomly seen the guy there.
He said,
You know what I'm saying?
Gonna get it.
But
Yeah,
anyway,
it's tricky, man. RIP to him.
Yes, 100%. Yeah. Anyway, so next headline, trigger warning here, and this is about war and death as well. And the Israeli military has killed 2 Palestinian Islamic Jihad commanders in airstrikes in Gaza during a third day of fighting with militants. A pre-dawn attack on an apartment in Khan Yunis killed the head of PIJ's rocket launching force and 2 others, who the military said were militants. In the afternoon, his deputy was killed in a strike in a nearby town. Later, 1 man was killed when a rocket fired from Gaza hit a building in the central Israeli city of Rehovot. It was the first fatality in Israel since it began an operation against the PIJ, which is the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, on Tuesday morning with a series of airstrikes that killed another 3 of the group's commanders. 29 people had been killed and 93 injured in Gaza over the same period. This is what the health officials have documented. At least 10 civilians are also among the dead, which the UN have called or has called unacceptable. The Israeli military said 4 people, including 3 children, were killed in Gaza by rockets falling short on Wednesday, though this has not been corroborated by Palestinian sources. The PIJ denied the allegation and accused Israel of trying to evade responsibility for their deaths. And the last headline, just an update on what we reported yesterday in Pakistan, where Pakistan's Supreme Court has ruled that the former Prime Minister, Imran Khan, his dramatic arrest on corruption charges this week was illegal. So the court ordered Mr. Khan's immediate release. His lawyers has argued that his detention from court premises in Islamabad on Tuesday was unlawful. At least 10 people had been killed and 2,000 people arrested as violent protests have swept the country since he was held. Tuesday's arrest escalated growing tensions between him and the military. The opposition leader, ousted in a confidence vote in April last year, was brought to court on the orders of Pakistan's top judge. As Mr. Khan arrived in court, media ran through the corridors to capture his first public appearance since he was arrested. Surrounded by security, Mr. Khan said nothing as he walked to the wood-panelled courtroom, which was filled with officials from his party and journalists. Mr. Khan stood surrounded by his lawyers in front of the 3 Supreme Court judges as they told him that because of the way he had been arrested on Tuesday inside a court complex conducting biometric tests, that the arrest was invalid. And footage of his arrest showed paramilitary forces seizing Mr. Khan, who was injured in a gun attack last year, and dragging him from inside court premises before whisking him away in an armoured vehicle. And that's it for the headlines.
Thank you. Let's get into People's Journal.
All right, people. So welcome to People's Journal, where I give you the news from an economics point of view. And there's not much today to talk about. It's really the only thing is just, again, the same old increase in bank interest rates. So the bank yesterday hiked the rates from 4.25% to 4.5%. We spoke about this earlier in the week, saying this was likely going to happen anyway. But again, the same old reason, which makes sense, and this is to curb inflation, right? But obviously, we know the downside to this is that there's going to be more misery for property owners, you know what I'm saying, because mortgage rates are going to go up. Now, apparently, around 1.6 million homeowners on variable and tracker rates are going to be facing instant increases in their bills, which is crazy, right? What they're saying is, well, according to this particular page, right, this is money.co.uk, they're saying that people are going to be, millions are set to pay £10,200 more for their mortgages as the Bank of England raises the interest rates to the highest level it's been in 15 years, £10,200. Which is just crazy, man. Obviously, for those who are not aware, this is not going to happen like instantaneously. It's a gradual thing, happens every month and things of that nature. But I just want to give you kind of like a rough guide on these increases. So for a property that costs about 300k, right? When the rise went to 4.5%, that monthly increase was about £797, which yearly is 9,564. But now that it's gone to 5%, that monthly increase is now an extra £100, so £897, and now a yearly cost of £10,764. So now extrapolate that onto a more expensive property of about 450k. Your monthly, when it was 4.5%, may have been about 1,196 if it started there. But when it's risen to 5% now, it's now gone up to 1,346. And so the yearly, which was 14,352, is now gone up to 16,152. So just these short increments in the Bank of England interest rates has caused crazy big changes to people's pocket, pretty much. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hopefully again, like everyone's kind of projecting, they're hoping that inflation does go down to like 2.9%, their target by the end of the year. You never know, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully it does, but even so, even if it does happen, it doesn't mean the Bank of England will bring the interest rates back down again. Not down to where it was previously anyway. They're obviously going to want to keep it around a certain level to make sure inflation doesn't creep up again. But that's pretty much it for the People's Journal today, man.
Thank you. Let's get into more headlines.
Okay, so next headline here, trigger warning again, people, and this is about sexual harassment at work. So according to a TUC poll, almost 2 in 3 young women have experienced sexual harassment, bullying, or verbal abuse at work. When I read that, I thought, this is insane.
Sounds about right.
2 in 3.
Yeah.
Anyway, let me continue. So the TUC have said, however, most victims do not report it for fear of not being believed or of damaging their relationships at work or their career prospects. Overall, almost 3 in 5 women, which is 58%, have experienced harassment at work, the poll showed. The figures rises to 62% of women aged between 25 and 34. So that's the main demographic where this unfortunately happens. Most of these cases were not isolated incidents, with 57% of women saying that they had experienced 3 or more incidents of bullying at work. More than 2 in 5, which is 43%, had experienced at least 3 incidents of sexual harassment. The TUC's General Secretary, Paul Novak, said that every woman should be safe from sexual harassment, but every day we hear stories about the extent of sexual harassment in our workplaces. And we know many women in public-facing jobs like retail workers and GP receptionists suffering regular abuse from customers and patients. Sexual harassment and bullying have no place in modern workplaces. 100%. Next headline takes us to Africa, where the US ambassador to South Africa has accused South Africa of supplying weapons to Russia, despite its professed neutrality in the war in Ukraine. So Ruben Brigitte claimed that a Russian ship was loaded with ammunition and arms in Cape Town last December. President Cyril Ramaphosa's office said that he was disappointed by the claims and said that no evidence has been provided to support them. The country has maintained claims of neutrality in the invasion of Ukraine. But Mr. Brigitte says at a media briefing in Pretoria on Thursday that Washington had concerns about the country's stated non-aligned stance on the conflict. He referred to the docking of a cargo ship in Simonstown Naval Base between the 6th and the 8th of December last year, which he was confident, he said, uploaded weapons and ammunition as it's made its way back to Russia. So he's making some big accusations here about South Africa. So we'll see what happens from that, man. And the last headline, and according to a UN report, urgent action needs to happen, basically, to address preterm births in Africa. In Africa, as with other parts of the world, since 2020, there has been a flat line in preterm birth rates due to the impact of conflict, climate change, and COVID-19. According to a new report titled Gone Too Soon, which was released by UN agencies and partners at the 4-day First Biennial International Maternal Newborn Health Conference in Cape Town. These long titles for events, anyway, which ends on Thursday. An estimated 13.4 million babies were born preterm in 2020. 13.4 million. Almost 1 million of those died from preterm complications. This is equivalent to around 1 in 10 babies dying before 37 weeks of pregnancy worldwide. Crazy. The report also noted that an overwhelming majority of the deaths were located in low-income countries, which are mostly in Africa and South Asia. Together, these two regions account for more than 65% of preterm births globally. The World Health Organization said there's a dramatic disparity in chances of survival depending on where one is born. The report also stated that more than 90% of extremely preterm babies, which is less than 28 weeks, born in low-income countries die within the first few days of life. Yet less than 10% of extremely preterm babies die in high-income settings. According to the World Health Organization, again, preventing deaths and complications of preterm birth should begin with a healthy pregnancy. And that's it for the headlines.
Thank you very much. Let's get into reaction.
All right, guys. So obviously you guys' favorite segment, you know what I mean?
No,
Going for it.
we do not care.
Listen.
All right, let me just read off the results that happened yesterday. So in the UEFA Europa League, Juventus drew 1-1 with Sevilla. Roma beat Bayer Leverkusen 1-0 as well. So these are the semi-finals. Also in the UEFA Europa Conference League, which you spoke about, pertaining to West Ham, they won their game yesterday, man, against AZ Alkmaar, which is, so they won 2-1. And Fiorentina lost to Basel at home 2-1 also. Got me an interesting second leg, man. Hopefully West Ham can do it. But David Moyes pretty much came out and said that he admitted that he was about to take off Antonio before his finish gave West Ham the 2-1 lead over AZ in the European Conference League semi-final first leg. So it's a good thing he kind of held off, man. And, that didn't happen. Next headline's also about Man United, man. Remember before we were talking about Man United potentially signing Harry Kane? Well, apparently, Man United are scared that they're facing a losing battle to land Harry Kane this summer. Yes, apparently Kane is unlikely to sign a new deal, which means that Tottenham run the risk of losing him for nothing next year, but Spurs still believe that they can play on his loyalty and persuade him to stay. Tottenham striker Kane had also dropped hints in recent interviews about staying and actually trying to win the Europa Conference League and breaking more records. Why laughing?
That's the height of his ambition.
Yeah, that's what he's saying. Yeah, it means that there's a growing feeling that Kane could end up staying at least another year, which means United will have to look elsewhere for a striker. But they're looking at the Napoli forward. Is it Osimhen? Yeah, Osimhen. So they're saying that their striking options could be boosted if they get him, because he favours a move to the Premier League over interest from PSG. So that may be something that Man United may be able to latch onto. And the last thing here, I thought, let me just throw it in because this is kind of like local to us. You know what I mean? People may be interested. It's not it's real boxing, but it's not real boxing, right? And you guys know about Misfits,
here we go.
right?
You're going to talk about Tennessee and Paige Keiki, right?
Yes. Well, yeah. Well, basically that whole event that I believe is run by KSI.
Women in sports, isn't it?
This is it, man.
Representation.
Yeah, they're trying. KSI is going to be fighting. He's fighting against a guy called Fournier. And obviously my money's on KSI to win because I don't think he's going to choose someone he can't beat.
KSI the one that said the slur?
Yes, that's
He
it.
should have fought someone from the community. Show how sorry he really was.
Yeah, but then would he only be sorry if he loses? Because
No, either way.
they're not going to be happy if he knocks
No,
them
because
out.
if he wins and he gives the money that he gets to them, that would have been a good idea.
That's a lot of money, though. This guy makes millions.
How sorry are you? Because he was doing a tour. He was doing up and down every temple.
Give that money to the black community first, man. But yeah, he's going to be fighting. But like Gina just said, Paige Keiki and Tennessee Fresh, yeah, are going to be fighting on the Saturday as well, man. Who's your money on?
No one.
Nobody? Do you know either one of them?
No.
Do you know? No?
Do I what?
Do you know like any one of them?
Not personally.
I
No.
was so disgusted.
Okay. You know
Like,
what?
it's entertaining. Like I've seen the whole lead up to it.
Yeah.
Like the back and forths and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know what? I think I want Tennessee to win, because I want her to prove that she's not just a pretty face.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if she wins, I'll be like, go on, girl. Yeah.
But yeah, man. That's what's going to be happening on Saturday. I saw some footage of Tennessee like doing some
I saw it.
sparring, but
Hard
some
work
training,
with her.
hard work, yeah.
Mm.
She looked good, man.
Yeah.
She looked good. Nice combinations, nice footwork as well.
That's she did that. Oh, because the one I saw of her was when she had Paige's
Oh,
face.
picture on
Oh,
the
yeah.
picture
I
on the
said that's
back.
not even a strong punch. That's strong.
No, but she's, the
harder
video
punches
I
on
saw
Tuesdays.
yesterday, I thought, you've actually been training. Like,
Okay,
so
that's good.
she's looking good. I do want her to win because I feel like she's the underdog.
Yes.
People
Yes,
don't
she is.
expect her to. People don't expect her. That's why I want her to win.
Yeah.
To be fair.
Yeah. Like, to be fair, I kind of just want to see a knockout between one of them. I want somebody laid out. That will make me happy.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's...
against women.
Say
Sorry. It's against women.
Violence against women.
Oh,
It's not violence.
it's boxing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Sports.
exactly. It's sport. Sport. I was going to say something else.
Have
but
you
no.
seen the news? The thing that's I know it's not new yet, but what's this slapping sport, please? I keep seeing it. I literally keep seeing it all over like TikTok and stuff. And I saw, I saw one woman when I say she slapped her to her ancestors, I said, wow.
Yeah,
Like, people, it's actually a sport.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
You go and you stand there with a guard in your mouth and you let someone slap you. Why?
I don't
It's
know.
interesting to watch though. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
No, people are
And
crazy.
It's got proper rules and everything. Like,
I've seen
you
it.
have to make sure you can only touch a certain part of their face. You can't use the palm, the face, obviously, things like that. And yeah, man.
Did they get paid for this?
Yeah, definitely.
Imagine.
Obviously, you have to make your way up.
Hi, what do you do? Oh, I'm a, what is it called?
I don't even know, slap something. I don't know.
Slapper.
I'm a slapper. My mum would be like, hey.
Yeah. It's crazy, though. It's crazy.
No.
People getting knocked out, laid out, everything. It's mad.
I saw one woman, like,
Yeah.
I said, excuse me.
Yeah.
The way she rolled, like, I said, no, not from a slap. And you just have to take it.
Yep.
I can't even fight you back.
Crazy. Crazy. But yeah, I saw in the chat Tatenda mentioned something about 100% mortgages. I kind of mentioned that the other day. There's one mortgage company, if I'm not mistaken, that started it. So for people out there who kind of want to, go on the property ladder, this is a good opportunity. Obviously, the interest rates are quite high. It's what people are kind of complaining about. But again, this is the first of its kind in a very long time. You know what I'm saying? So, but there isn't much to report on it yet. But I'll find some information and hopefully on Monday I'll speak more about it. But I did mention it, I think, 2 days ago or so. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the reaction.
Get into the outro. Let's do it. All right, we told you guys, light and breezy today, and that's what happens when. Oh no, I was gonna say there's more women than men, but it's equal amount. But yeah, anyway. Thank you for tuning in, as you guys always do. I feel like the likes are a bit low recently. I don't like that.
Yeah,
and I feel like the subscribers, get us to 4K. I don't get it. So please subscribe. I feel like some people watch it. Do you have to? Yeah, some people watch this show every day, yeah, and they don't subscribe. But you come back here for us,
Imagine.
and when we're not here, you miss us. Subscribe, okay? Don't be an op. Subscribe.
I was just gonna say I don't know if I've got the updated likes, but yeah, but I'm seeing 81 likes.
Yeah, I think it's because I've stopped putting that.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think we need to get that back. Is it possible that we can arrange that for Monday?
I mean, we can just have audio and maybe have just a screen.
Should we do that? And then the video
picture?
comes out at 7 p.m.
And then if at a certain time we get enough likes, then we could turn the screen off.
Yeah.
But then they would take that as hostile and they would start unsubscribing.
It's not hostile. No, but the thing is, many people forget. They're in the chat, but they forget to like. Even though every now and again in the chat, I'm posting like the video, bare times. Obviously, if you don't see us, you'll be reminded to like the video.
This is it, because
some people are like Gina, unruly. They will see instructions and they'll be like, do you want me to do that? All right.
I like that.
I'm really.
Exactly. Like Lala said, man, how hard is it to like the video?
I don't
Click
know.
the button.
I need a psychologist to study that though, because that is a real thing. I feel like if you're watching someone's content, and this is obviously not a telling off or anything like that, it's just a general conversation. Because a lot of creatives have that conversation. Like a podcast I was listening to this morning, I said what I said. I started listening to them. I love them. I just love them. But anyways, they were talking about it as well. And I feel like a lot of podcasts I've talked about, no shade. I heard you guys talk about Meet Us for 7. It's just a thing. Like, if you're taking in people's content, that is actually your way of showing appreciation for what it is that they do. Whether you like all the characters or you don't like all the characters, you still tune into the show. Like, so support them and let people be great. Do you know what I mean? Like,
But you know what? People are weird. Because, for example, one guy was talking about my post, and I was like, you don't even follow me. He's like, yeah, why do I have to follow you? Your page is open. I was like, okay. But you don't follow me, but
you keep when I
tabs
post
on my posts because you, like,
I don't know.
why don't you just, like, I'm not catting for you to follow me, but like the logic.
Well, like, yeah.
Like,
You're
but
here
I
all
don't
the
need to
time.
follow you. Your page is open. Okay.
If you're
But
here all the time,
you type in my name
Imagine.
to go on my page. So isn't that you doing a bit more work?
to fit
Stalker.
That's it.
It's absolutely diabolical.
No, literally. But
crazy,
I
man.
do think social media has, like, people are weird. Like, literally, they're weird.
Yeah, but anyways, I hope you guys like this video and subscribe to the channel. And also, you can follow us on if they don't like the video, why would they follow us on social media?
Honestly.
Hey!
You know what?
Anyway, Sha.
People have been hoping for like a live show. Maybe we should link the live show to the amount of subscribers we get. Maybe when we hit this thingy,
Okay.
incentives.
100%.
I think
like,
management will
to
have a
share.
conversation.
100%.
Yeah.
And we'll bring that. Yeah, that sounds lit, actually. Because I get in person. And I'm like, oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm going to start asking people. Oh, I'm going to start doing that. When someone says, I really like to, oh, that's great. Do you like the video? You need to subscribe to the channel.
Mm-hmm.
And you know people can't lie when you put them on the spot like that. Pressure, apply the pressure. But if after the goodness of your heart, you've already liked the video, you subscribe to the channel, you have more love to give, you can follow us on our social media platforms, The Day After TNB on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. And if you have dilemmas, you can send them in to 07564 841073. We give amazing advice over here, I'll tell you that. If you want to inquire about if you want to inquire about the show or feature on the show, our email address is thedayafter@thenewblack.com. Have a lovely weekend.
Yes.
Because it's a 5-day week next week. I'm not used to those. In this month of May, I'm not used to that.
Literally.
See you guys on Monday.
Peace.
Bye.